It's Phil, Shayne, and Aldo with 100 proof.
Some may find the following disturbing. Discretion is advised.
Holding offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty. Reigns first down.
Why Leno can't be great when we need great? Pull out the tape, never lie, know I got a bitch. Ain't that tape Nazi or that film room snitch? Yeah, we got line problems, that's a coach in me. Pull up the tape, never lie, it's all about Charlie. Can't block, bitch, outside the middle. Show effort in your career, just a little. Post to hold us down, but you're holding us back. Flag down on the field, 72 Zach.
72.
Why Leno ain't good, cause he ain't great. No more flags, just be happy on his birthday. Best friend sat me down in the tape chair. Fire off the ball low like you do care. We need passion, we don't need no dividing. Completely suck versus the Minnesota Vikings. Hurt, transfer, pass, block, nagging, lying. Bum, 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 boys, the OT stinking up like an old fart. Bar flies throwing hands, another false start. Oh baby, to the bench, we need to hide this. Don't give me this shit, 7th round pick. Just worry about the truth in football, you can't hide him. Is he out of shape or is it what's inside him? Why Leno can be great if he can be great? Don't show effort or technique on my tape. Best friend sat me down in the tape chair. Fire off the line low like you do care. We need passion, we don't need no dividing. Leno got destroyed by every fucking Viking. Truth hurts, Pastor sucks, snaggy lying. Bum bum dick, bum bum ding. I'ma help you step up in a minute. You playing tag, bitch, get in it. We don't give a fuck about the lies. Patty cake block, goodbye. Stop standing straight up like I got paid. Now show us why Charlie Leno, get in it. Play to the fucking whistle, just finish. Why Leno ain't great if he can be great? Don't show effort or technique on the tape. Best friend sat me down in the tape chair. Fire off the ball low like you do care. Show passion, we don't need no dividing. Get destroyed by every fucking fight. Truth hurts, past first sucks, naggy is lying. Bum bum boy, ding bum bum, ding bum.
Holding offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty.
He's
Reigns first
around
down.
and on vacation. Zeke told me he's good at PlayStation. Basket, what is going on? Change the fucking station. This is 100.
This is your boy, 100 draft.
Number 72. 5-yard penalty.
Struggling Charles Leno needs to stop with the penalties. Yeah, those are backbreakers. Backbreakers. You almost expect them to happen now. A Charles Leno penalty. Drink. I know.
Number 72. This penalty be assessed half the distance to the goal and remains third down.
Charles Leno needs to step up. What's so wrong with saying that?
10-yard penalty and repeat first down.
Holding offense. Number 72. 10-yard penalty. Reigns first down.
I just want to help the team win. And if I'm not doing my job well, I allow holding calls. Some bullshit, in my opinion. But at the end of the day, if I'm not doing my job, I'm hurting the offense.
Bears 100 proof.
We had the premiere today of the Charles Leno music video, and let's go to the phone lines and find out what people thought about it. Our first caller, his name is Juan. Juan from Mexico. Juan, what'd you think?
Every single person who watches your videos are fucking stupid. They're fucking ignorant little cunts.
And so many other people felt that way too.
More nonsense.
Got another caller on the line. I don't have your name here. What's your name?
People I work with call me dickhead all the time.
Okay, dickhead. What did you think of the music video that premiered on our Bears Barroom YouTube channel?
I don't care.
Well, then why call in, dickface?
Aldo fucked up another name.
Third and 1. Fuck it, Coach Nagy. He's going deep.
Haven't gotten your best, but I'm sorry what you're giving ain't good enough. Cause here we are right where we were before. Hired Nagy to make the changes. 202 Bears like strangers. Is this Nagy Rocky's coaching plan. Can't take this anymore. Just run. It'll help you figure out what you're doing wrong. Third and short, Matt Nagy's throwing long.
I don't care.
What the hell is going on? Just run. That way we can finally figure out a way to make it right. How about you try to run the ball when you're at the goal line? Nagy, we know you can do it. Montgomery's the one to break through it. Just run.
Third and one. Aldo, we won.
On third and one.
Give the ball to Montgomery.
Give it to Montgomery.
Just run.
Okay, our final caller is Paul. Paul, where are you calling from?
In Liverpool.
And tell us, what did you think of our Charles Leno song by Draft Dr. Phil that the music video premiered on our YouTube channel today?
It worked. It's very much a period piece, but it goes down well.
Well, you seem to know what you're talking about. Thanks.
Get rid of Nick. Get rid of all these guys.
Nah. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Every week on 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Every week on 100 proof, no matter if the Bears win or lose. Yo, first, the smartest man, no tweets he's ever missing. Impossible, the mission, call out frauds with precision. A Bears 100 proof, these faces #1 adorer. Slaying dumb tweets, cross-eyed like Contora. Never one to back down, Shayne be calling a fraud. Our dumbest tweets of the week, the mailman goes all out. Cheers, Bears fans. The fired Puerto Rican barkeeper for Chicagoland. He's the godfather, the one, the real producer. Always keeping the show together with the voice that will seduce. Biscuit out of Firefox, the old timer never stops. IPA, drafts, malts, craft spark, he takes the shots. Barflies appreciated worldwide. Canada, Scotland, England, Brazil, Mexico, and Dubai. Dr. Phil is the guy, the one to realize that the barroom needed a show with an endless shoot supply. Go big, go forth, the narrative on color brought the Jasons and get paid for Mitchell. Now I'm the usher. Standing up for the truth, 100 proof with the guys. Almost burned off the show, but I came back for the barflies. Flies. Fuck a fraud in his keyboard, Twitter, tough guys surround us. Raining truth on the Bears worldwide, barflies astound us. This is the #1 pod, that's the reality of the truth. And if you don't know us by now, Bears 100 proof. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Every week on 100 proof, even if the Bears win or lose. A Bears ballroom, they're the ones that fight for truth. Every week on 100 proof. 100 no matter if the Bears win or lose.
The NFC North 2018 Division Champions.
They're the ones that fight for truth. Every week on 100 proof. Even if the Bears win or lose. You know MC for a Bears ballroom. They're the ones that fight for truth. Every week on 100 proof. No matter if the Bears win or lose.
And they win the NFC North.
You know you got to feel it.
No idea what they're doing.
Cheers, Bears fans! This is Bears 100 Proof, and we have a very special guest joining us in a little while. He is the new tight end for the Chicago Bears, Darian Clark. My name is Aldo Gandia. I serve the drinks in this raucous, rowdy roadhouse bar. But don't you worry, the stars of our show are here. They are, of course, Draft Dr. Phil and Shayne, the smartest man in the barroom, Marsaw. Let's go to the guys quickly before Darian joins us. I spin the bottle, and guess where it learns today? Draft Dr. Phil, how are you?
Oh.
Well, Aldo, how are you doing? I'm just gonna take it over.
I gotta say, that might have been the best open of 2020.
I got two to choose
He's got a
from.
future in this business, this Gandia.
This Gandia is finally putting work into our show, Shayne.
Man, I tell you.
Yeah, fuck that Mike.
Started
Mel
out
show.
shooting rats in the street, and now he's working with Draft Dr. Phil and the smartest man.
Oh my God. I can't believe it. This guy's like a superstar. Emmy Award winning, finally putting his fingerprints
And in his nose.
Fucking boogers coming out my nose. I got allergy
sneezing,
attack.
sniffling. He's like a fucking, what is that? Fucking Claritin commercial.
Allegra, bro. Allegra. That's what I'm taking.
Trying to get rid of Booger McFarlane. This guy keeps
They might replace him with Tony Romo. Did you see
Is
that?
that right?
my
I had
God.
not heard that.
Booger McFarlane is the hardest. Like Chris Collinsworth has his moments. They battle like Stephen A. and the fucking other dude.
Kellerman.
But yeah, but this dude, Booger McFarlane. I mean,
Right.
have some fucking balls, Booger. Like 1 week, it's almost like Trubisky's games. Like 1 week he's good. I'm like, okay, that was pretty good call of the game. You were truthful, insightful, analytical. You did it. Then the next week, you're just fucking throwing shit. Like AC, see what sticks. It's like he's agreeing. Remember that fucking play in the Houston game? It cost the Bills. It was horrific. They called the block in the back, the blind side, illegal.
Blindside block, yeah.
The guy is facing each other. The ref just thought he saw that through the flag, and then Booger gets a fucking replay and agrees with it. And I'm like, Booger.
Dude, if you go back and listen to that game, Booger was calling for a draw play on 3rd and 18, and then he said to spike it on 4th down.
Oh, yeah. The spike on 4th down just got me. Like, how am I not fucking in the booth on Monday night? Fuck Booger. The fuck? These people, like, that's his real name? Like, people don't know.
Anthony.
I know, but they're saying that's it. They call himself Booger on Monday. This woman that was watching, I was so offended. Like, ill. I mean, it's Booger. I mean, she had that fucking vocal fry, Shayne.
Oh, man. That just started, too. Hila was watching that last night, The Bachelor or Bachelorette.
Yeah,
like
3 hour
every chick
show.
on there.
Aldo's all in. Look at him. He
Vocal
got
fry.
fucking back up in his chair.
Look at him, yeah.
You see the chicks on that show? Holy shit, man.
I saw one chick getting pulled out of a fucking hamper or box or something, so I tapped out, or
Yeah,
a
that was
suitcase or some shit
stupid.
like that.
But there's some hotties on that show. I sat down to watch a minute, and all 3 hours later, it was fucking the credits were coming on. I was like, well, isn't there any more? I want to see more hot chicks.
Got Shayne, the smartest man in the room. We got Aldo, the horniest man in the room.
That's me. I responded. I was listening to their show today. I listened to the first 30, 40 minutes, and then I had to do something.
Yeah, man.
And so I sent them a text saying, hey, I love the show. I'm 30, 40 minutes in. I'm going to stop and masturbate now. So.
Sometimes you just got to yank one out.
That's right.
Can we get Sullivan to recarve your clock to put the horniest man in the room?
make it the shape of a vagina, not a circle. I would get a lot of joy out of that. All right, Mr. Darian Clark is scheduled to join us in about 15 minutes. Shayne, what do you know about this guy?
Not a lot. I got to be honest. That's why we're having him on to learn about him. No, it's one of those. Somebody wrote a crazy article saying that this is a desperation move by the Chicago Bears. It's the off season. That's where you make those moves.
Exactly.
You try to catch lightning in a bottle and see. I mean, nobody knew who Antonio Gates was.
Who's the someone who wrote that article? That's what I want.
I'll have to look it
Eric
up.
Lambert?
Yeah. Well, speaking of Eric,
He's in the chat.
He's got to be in the chat.
Is he? Let me see. I don't see his name.
Gotta be.
No, he's not going to have his name connected to it. He's one of the guests
He's
giving him,
one
he's
of the
giving him a lot
Elseworlds.
of material, Eric. Shout out to you.
Big shout out for Eric for
Eric, come on
using
the
my
show.
tweet to Dan Durkin while the entire time he has me blocked on Twitter. So that was a class move. Thanks. Eric.
How is it that he could use your tweet in his column yet he's got you blocked? How is that possible?
God, maybe his editor Shayne went over him and was like, "No, you need to write this fucking story. This is you."
Smartest man on Twitter.
This guy talks shit to Lock and Fora every fucking day. Has never been blocked,
Right.
but you've blocked him, Eric.
He blocked me for probably. Hey, I can be as big of an asshole as anybody. I can fully admit that. I mean, that's Dan Aguirre. He loves me.
He did for about 30 seconds, and then that
Yeah.
relationship was over.
Yeah, Dan's a big fan. But Eric Lambert blocked me when who was that wide receiver that they signed from Pittsburgh that was
Marcus Wheaton.
Marcus Wheaton. So there's a little debate.
Wheaton.
Yeah, there's a little debate on Twitter about him signing a free agent contract in Chicago. And Eric Lambert said, well, the main reason that he signed with the Bears was because they have Pittsburgh on their schedule this next season.
Yeah, that was it.
And I said, well, I don't think that was the schedule so much, Eric. I'm sure it's probably the $6 million guaranteed was probably the top reason. And his response to me was, well, obviously you know nothing about sports.
What?
And then he blocked me.
Oh my god.
We need a block song, Aldo.
Well, how about this one?
We see you running your mouth on Twitter again, and we're like, fuck you. We
Heidi
see you
is so
ruining your hands on our
Reps
profile,
for
and we're like,
Jesus.
fuck you and your orange pants too. Your takes on Twitter, they make me quiver.
This be a video?
Ain't that some shit?
It's ridiculous to hate on Brennan.
You fuck with the best, so now it's fuck you.
Fuck you.
Yeah, scrub, I'm sorry. Your ball pass so gnarly.
It's ridiculous.
Don't mean you should bully dudes. You betray a victim, then you threaten to hit them.
It's ridiculous.
Pardon barflies if they think you're a goon, a Looney Tune. I'm bidding a fool that falls for fraudy tools. Oh shit, your Twitter troll ain't clever. Just thought you would know better. Whoa, whoa, I got news for you fools. Yeah, go on and tell your
Look at the blue
boyfriend.
check mark.
That is a Draft Dr. Phil classic. Well done, Phil.
Throwback.
Oh my gosh.
That is a classic.
Who inspired that song, Phil?
I think they're at it again. Threatening.
Are they?
Like,
Oh
what
my
is
gosh.
up? I gotta say this. Like, Twitter. I'm so happy I'm gone from it. Like, what? I'm serious. But what is the threatening? Like, to fight people?
Oh.
Like, what is that shit? Like, come on. Over football and debating, if you get burned. Did Dan Durkin threaten to fight you?
He didn't even reply to me.
You didn't reply?
No.
I mean,
I haven't even
that's
actually looked. I should probably look. He probably blocked me at this point.
Nah.
That shit blew up.
It did
If he
blow
blocked
up.
you, I need the breaking news drop. But I'm saying,
I'm
you had an epic moment. I don't think it should go unnoticed on Bears 100 Proof. This is what we do here. I think we've explained it so many times, but we have so many new listeners, Aldo, coming in all the time that you have to, like, brace them, put them, like, in a theme park ride. They have that universal recording. Please step into the seat. It's like, buckle your seatbelts. This ride is going to be real, and it might go for 4 hours.
I am not blocked.
You are
Good,
not,
Dan.
huh? See,
I am
Durkin's a
not,
classy
yeah.
guy. He's a class.
I would love for him to come on, because that kind of shit, like the fighting and threatening to fight, that's probably the worst. Like, embarrassing. I don't know how anybody fucking follows someone when they see that. Like, doesn't that, like, turn a crude, weird thing in your spine, whatever that is, like, give you that chill? Like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed for you. Like, oh. But anyway, the other one is getting...
Real quick, Logan Sandollar in the chat room is claiming to be Eric Lambert.
There you go. Actually, Logan had a really nice response to the tape Never Lies today, Logan. I appreciated your kind words for the tape Never Lies. It came out late, Aldo. I took an Atoshan break.
That was nice. You got to keep the fans wanting more, and they were fucking frothing at the mouth, man. They were
That's why we're giving them a 12-hour show tonight.
Shayne was right. He's like, let him wait. Fuck it. Just take your break.
Fuck those fans.
Oh, he wasn't saying fuck the fans. He's like, fuck it. You need a break, truthfully. I don't want to. You already have a bad rep. Greg is coming around giving you
I'll
a
make it
bad
up to all those fans that are my 3-second shout out.
Why don't you just say, like, shout out all of you fans?
Yeah, all of you.
Yes. What I was going to say is that was an epic fucking moment because the manipulation, and this is one thing I told Shayne, I'm going to fucking say it on 100 proof. Bears Barroom have owned everything they've ever done wrong. Every fucking other thing we've done right has been stolen from us and used as their own. Let's be honest. And now people are starting to see it, and you're calling it out, Barfly. I love that. But the reality is Shayne stood on his soapbox and called a spade a spade. You're manipulating your fucking truth. You can hate Pace, but own your own truth. And
don't go try to tear the guy down when you came to the same conclusion.
That's the most embarrassing thing. Don't call yourself a fucking analyst on me. I'll stand. I thought Johnny Manziel was a great fucking prospect.
Not me.
Exactly not you. But his backstory and what he did took away his talent. Let's just be honest. We don't know what the fuck he could have been. That's what we don't have here. But you're a paid, this is your job. And for you to forget your rankings, like I know my rankings like this because some asshole would fucking rip into me. And I will always stand by. I had Shayne. Did I have Derrick Henry as a fullback? No. He was my number one back. And I stood by him. You're Ezekiel Elliott? Over him, you're fucking nuts. He's a fullback. He's a fucking move tight end. But I stood by my rank. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Daniel
there's
Braverman.
a lot of that shit going on.
You tell him, Marzal.
Oh, shit. But Shayne, thank you, though, for not only doing it for Barroom, yourself, and people like us that really work hard at keeping just the material what it is. That moment for me was just epically hilarious because in typical Atoshan fashion, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And then I had to see the whole thing.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh my fucking God, this guy dug his own grave. And he's in hiding. He's in hiding. Like, you need to respond. You need to come on the show like Mark Grody and respond. Like, fuck, I fucked up. I think fans respect that.
Hell yeah, they do.
Hell yeah.
Who's the other guy from? Oh shoot, I'm blanking on his name from the Sun Times, I think.
Oh,
who?
Mark Potash.
Potash?
No, it was another. Crap, I had him. I had a little back and forth with him on the same day as Durkin because he was going after Pace. So I pulled up his mock draft. Yeah, who's the guy that's got the
Leisure, the new guy?
Voice?
Oh,
no.
The squeaky voice. That would be,
I got Emma. Chris Emma.
Chris Emma.
That's 670 to score.
He's 6'7".
Okay, that's what it is.
That's
All right.
fine.
Yeah. He.
I like Chris Emma.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I do. And he came back and he took ownership of it. He was going after Pace about Trubisky and stuff like that. So I went back and he didn't have his rankings, but he had his final mock draft. And in his final mock draft, he had the Bears drafting Jamal Adams at number 3. And then he had us trading back up into the end of the first round at number 25 and taking Deshaun Kaiser. And at number 26, Patrick Mahomes went. So I'm like, well, Chris, you were wrong on your breakdown. He said, well, to to be fair, this was my mock draft, and it's not really reflective of my rankings. Well, you didn't post your rankings, so we didn't know what that was, but whatever. At least he interacted. But I mean, I told you guys, I'm like, I just put Durkin in a body bag, and he didn't respond at all.
Yeah, he went into hiding. I haven't seen him tweet since.
Yeah.
Put him in a body bag, Shayne.
Oh, Lordy.
Time to talk about sports.
Please lower your IQ. Every night of your life, forever. How you doing? You trying to see me yet?
What the hell is that? Oh, that's a commercial.
Oh, I thought you had a drop going here.
I'm like,
he's doing more production?
Yeah, he hit
where the fuck is that sound
He's
going?
on the Joe Mandel soundboard over there.
Yeah, it's all fucking haywire.
Hey, boys.
What do you think? Should I call Mr. Clark now?
Do it up.
Yeah, let's give him a call. See if he picks up. Because
Clark.
if he's been listening to the show up until now, he's probably thinking, I ain't fucking going on that show.
Fuck these guys.
Oh, my goodness. Did you hear the Charles Leno video yet?
Yeah. Little background music for Darian.
Oh, yeah. This is late night 80s.
Distinct beats.
Yeah, take it, Phil.
Oh, we got somebody on the line, Aldo.
I believe that it is the 6'7", 220-pounder who played basketball at Charlotte from 2012 to 2013, and is now a signee of the Chicago Bears to play tight end. He's going to catch 700 career passes, 47 touchdowns, and he's going to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated when we win the Super Bowl. Darian Clark, welcome to Bears Barroom and Bears 100 Proof. How are you, brother? He hung up.
Oh, quickest interview ever.
Darian, are you there?
Oh, that was...
he left.
Hello?
Darian Clark, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hold on a second. I got to call you back because when you call me, then I lose the other guys. So let me, why don't you hang up and then I'm going to call you and then we'll do this radio show.
I got you.
Sweet. Thank you, man.
It's a pause.
All right. So,
are we live?
We are now live. I am going to call him back. He is going to pick up. There was a little bit of confusion there, but don't you worry.
I like the music.
This stars.
That was good, right? Stars of our show right here.
Don't you worry.
You should switch it to 46 touchdowns.
Word to Mama Hallis, y'all.
46 out. Darian, pick up the phone. There he is. Darian Clark, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. Did you miss my incredible open, my introduction to you?
I can hear it. I can hear bits and pieces of it, but it's real choppy, so I can't hear it clearly.
Well, listen, when you listen back to the show, you're going to love the words that I said about you. Basically, I said you're going to be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. You're going to catch 5,000 passes for the Chicago Bears. You're going to win a Super Bowl. You're just going to light things up for us. But seriously, congratulations on your contract with the Chicago Bears. Let me tell you who you're talking to. My name is Aldo Gandia. I am the bartender here at Bears Barroom, and the football experts are Shayne, Marsaw, and Draft Dr. Phil. Say hi to Darian, guys.
What's up, Darian? Thanks for joining us, man.
Hey, how y'all doing?
How are you, sir, tonight? You feeling good?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm feeling real good, actually.
There you go. I figured you would, because I'm thinking you are now signing your first deal with the Chicago Bears, the charter franchise. But let me take you back, and I don't think people and fans realize the journey that it must have taken you to transition from basketball to football. So can you tell us how much work to get to this point and how you feel, legitimately tonight?
Yeah, it took a lot of hard work. Just dedication, just being consistent to your craft, to your grind. It definitely has its ups and downs, but when you get to points like this and get opportunities like this, it's all worth it. But it's definitely been a lot of long days, a lot of sacrifice too. But it's worth it at the end of the day.
Darian, take us through the process of actually, hearing from Chicago. Had you had contact with them previously? I know you went to, you were involved in a mini camp. Was it with the Jets at one point last year, I believe? And take us through the process with Chicago. Had you talked to them before you heard from them to sign this deal?
Oh, no. It basically all came together probably like the last month and a half. I participated in the event in Whittier, California, the Pro Pacific Scrimmage. Jeff King was there. And that's basically the first contact I had with the organization. And it kind of went from there. After I finished that camp, we scheduled a workout in December. And after the workout in December, shortly after that, that's when I was offered the opportunity, and I decided to take the opportunity. So it all happened probably since maybe a week after, maybe like the last month and a half or so. It happened kind of fast. But
let me ask you this: how, who, or what made you decide to hang up the sneaks for the cleats?
It just happened something that I've revisited so many times, throughout college while playing basketball. I played football before I ever picked up a basketball. I played football probably, at a very early age. I played like 7 or 8 years old. But I fell in love with basketball in high school, and I kind of took it from there. But it just got to a point after college was going through it, and I thought about it so much, and just little things that kind of kept pulling me back towards football. So after I recovered from my shoulder surgery, I decided that I was gonna have to start over pretty much whichever direction I went in. I thought it was the right opportunity, the right time for me to go ahead and pursue that.
Now, Darian, on ChicagoBears.com, they have you listed at 6'7", 220. Are those numbers up to date? What you're at right now? And what are you clocking in the 40?
I'm probably closer to about 235, 240 right now.
Nice.
I haven't ran a 40 in a little while. It's been a while. The last time I ran it, it's probably been over a year. But my speed is something I've been working on, and it has improved tremendously over the last year. So I think it's gonna be something I could use to my advantage on the field.
Darian, my two cohorts here, they both have different expertise in different areas of sport. Shayne Marsaw is a basketball player, so if you want to take him on one-on-one, he says he's ready to dunk on you. And Draft Dr. Phil knows everything about football. And so what I want to know is, it says on the website that the last time you played football was at Rockdale County High School. How are you at
Georgia, right?
Yes, in Georgia.
How are you at your familiarity with the route tree? And if you need any help, we can fly Draft Dr. Phil into town, and he can teach you everything about the route tree you need to know.
I became very familiar with the route tree. I played quarterback in high school, so once I got back to playing football, I had some familiarity with the route tree and different terms in the football language. Obviously, it's going to be a learning curve. There's a lot more I have to learn, but that's something I also have been focusing on. Is kind of learning the language of football. So once I do step into the system and get ready to learn the playbook, I won't be too far behind trying to catch up. I've been studying the game a lot. I've been watching a lot of football all season. Make sure I try to catch as many games as possible. To just try to pick on everything I can.
You look at you moving from quarterback, as you said. I love when a quarterback moves to tight end because they know the intricacies of the game as you're talking about the route tree and what have you. But when it comes to this position, especially with the Matt Nagy philosophy, it's, this team and their tight ends have been more of an adventure to watch than it has been, consistency. They've talked about how important this position is. You've been identified as somebody they're bringing in to try out your former quarterback with this knowledge. How intense are you going into the situation for this opportunity, all the hard work you've put into it to get into the playbook and showcase who you are in OTAs and minicamp?
That was one of the first questions I asked if I can get my hands on the playbook, because I know how important it will be for me to get my eyes and get my brains on the playbook and just study. I know the more I study, the better I will become, the more familiar I become with the playbook, and the better it will be for me when I get on the field. Because I don't want to feel a thing about what I need to do. I need to know what I need to do it, and do it full speed. I think it's going to take a lot of hours of studying and just asking questions, watching film, just putting in the extra work to strengthen that learning curve as much as possible.
Hey, we've got a bunch of questions in the chat room. Let me fire one at you. It's from Zach Sullivan. He wants to know, with this contract that you signed, what are your obligations to the team? Like, are you at Hallis Hall now working out, or do you start at a certain time? How does that whole thing work?
Right now I'm part of the 90-man roster, and I have to go through OTAs, and I'm pretty sure I do a rookie minicamp and get through some workouts and just have an opportunity to make the final roster at the end of August. So from my understanding, it's basically a commitment between both parties to give me a chance to come in and see what I can do, see what I can bring to the table.
Sweet.
Darian, are you familiar with anybody on the Bears roster currently, and have the Bears given you any anything that they've expected from you in terms of your weight and strength, when you do report for OTAs? Did they give you a specific weight that they'd like you to stay at?
No, not as of now. We haven't really spoke about that. I'm sure as we get closer to reporting and get closer to camp, if they have anything they need me to work on, need me to do, I'm sure they'll make me aware. We'll focus on that. But right now, it's just pretty much just be ready. Come April, be ready for camp. And I'll be prepared.
Are you familiar with anybody on the current roster?
Just from watching, the games, watching football. I've just been a fan, but I don't personally. I don't have any relationships with anybody on the roster. No.
You line up against Khalil Mack your first day, your first play. Are you firing out? Are you nervous? What's going through your brain there?
I got to fire out no matter who's lined up across from me. What I'm saying? I've worked my way to a certain level. I can't worry about who's lined up across me. I got to just do my job to the best of my ability. So whoever it is, I have to fire out the ball the same way every time.
That's the Chicago attitude right there.
Yeah. Make sure you stay low with a flat back. I've been watching a lot of tape, and you know what I'm talking about, right? Because I see the thing about me. I'm talking to a football player now, Aldo. Guy transitioning. You want to make this team? This is what I'm going to tell you, because this talent pool in front of you is unknown as you. Now, Aldo, before the show, is talking about Shayne, about a writer writing a story about you and the ridiculousness of it. And I say, F that guy. For every person that's ever gotten the opportunity, you need to find out who you are right in that moment. You have what God gave you. Athleticism and talent. Aldo, I always would throw the basketball out to my offensive line. to find my left tackle, to find because basketball is the showcase of athletic talent.
Right.
When I look at this kid and some of the stuff I've seen you move, you're fluid, you got great hands. Now those are 2 check marks. Here's where you need to be. And this is my question for you. How much desire do you have to be the best blocker you could possibly be? Because everybody knows that you can catch and you're an athlete. But this is where you're going to win the job and make your pay. That's what I'm saying to you, but I'm asking you for the audience too.
It's very important. I actually I have a workout, specifically a blocking workout, worked out with a coach tomorrow at USC. That's scheduled in the morning. So it's something I'm really focusing on. I know it's going to be very important, and I think that's what's going to make the difference for me. I feel like I'm athletic. I know I can catch the ball, but I know blocking is what's going to either keep me on the field or blocking could be the one thing that could slow me down. So I'm definitely focused on that. I'm taking time aside to focus strictly on blocking.
Nice.
That's something I'm definitely planning to focus in on the next couple of months leading up to camp.
Now, Darian, when you were talking to your agent before you signed in Chicago and looking over the roster, is that something that your agent makes you aware of, how wide open this depth chart is in Chicago? I mean, you're talking about an offense that it's really all about the tight end.
Begging for a tight end.
Yeah, it's begging for it. So this is a huge opportunity for every tight end on this roster, and it's so wide open. I mean, that has to be a huge amount of motivation right there for you going into OTAs and minicamp, just knowing that you don't have that established veteran presence ahead of you anywhere.
Yeah, no, that definitely was something we discussed. Just the best situation for me, the best fit for me, and what would give me the best opportunity to just get to the most, like a situation like this, which, like you all said, it was kind of wide open. And I feel most importantly, I feel like the offense, just from me watching, since I had contact with the organization, just paying a little bit more attention to the offense. I feel like the offense really fit me and my skill set. That's why I think the blocking, once I get that down, I think I'll be a perfect fit for the offense, because I know the tight end has a lot of responsibility blocking also, while getting a chance to, get out in the secondary and make plays.
If guys come in fired up and want it, like you, hungry, especially at a position like this, I really honestly believe a lot of people will eat crow, because what are little blips on the signings or reserve deals turn around and they become all pros. It just depends on the person's heart. So your hard work and dedication, I just want to salute you.
Yeah.
To get to this point, man, to go through what you did from a quarterback in high school, Aldo, who loved football, to go into play. Where'd you Charlotte, basketball, transfer, goes to USC. Your story is not over. It's not written. So hopefully, I really am excited that you shared the fact that you are going with a tight end coach to work on the key ingredient to you making this team is getting in that block. That's awesome. Now, real quick, my son had a question. I told him I was talking to a Chicago Bear tonight. My son's 5. He has a book that a barfly sent of the roster. So he's looking for your name. I go, no, Tate, he's not on the roster yet. So he said, well, what number does he wear? I said, you know what, Tate? I'll ask him that question. And just on top of Sullivan's, Zach Sullivan's, with the contract, do they give you or assign you a number? Do you have a number right now?
No, I don't have a number right now. They haven't assigned it to me.
Would you like the number 87?
Honestly, at this point, I'm going to take whatever number they give me.
You're damn right. Perfect answer.
I love this guy.
I just need the jersey. The number that might matter later, but right now I just need a jersey. So whatever number they give me, I'll take. If they ask me for a preference, then, I move forward with that. But right now, I'm just happy to have a jersey on my back.
Do you have a favorite number? Because everybody wants to know that.
My favorite number, since I've been doing the whole, on my football journey, the number I always see myself is wearing 88. And when I went to the spring league, and that just happened to be the jersey that they gave me. So that's been my luck so far with jersey numbers as far as footballs. But
you're gonna have to fight fellow Georgia number 88 Riley Ridley for that number.
Hey, might give it up.
No, it's fine. It's plenty of other numbers I can.
I could see you in number 80. I don't know why.
I just need a jersey.
That's right.
That's all I need.
Hey, the thing about it is, Darian, we're sitting here talking about football, and end of the day, if you can make this roster, or even if you make the practice squad, there's no place when you're winning. There's no place better than winning in Chicago and with the Bears. I mean, you talk about being a basketball player, and we went through the MJ days here, and Chicago Bulls and all that. And it is as fun as that was. This is still a Chicago Bears town, no doubt about it. And if you can win in Chicago, I mean, you're going to be in for the ride of your life being a part of this team and the support of these fans, because it's I don't think that there's anything like it. So I just want you to be aware of that we've never met personally or anything like that, but all of these Chicago Bears fans, they're hungry like you are for a winner. And that, like I said, that depth chart at tight end is opening up, and we want you to go in there and give it your all and take it. And you got this whole group here supporting you 100%.
Absolutely.
No, I definitely appreciate it. I could feel the love of the Chicago Bears fans already just in the last 48 hours of looking at the announcement. I mean, just the support and love on Twitter to Instagram is definitely I definitely feel it, and I definitely appreciate it. It feels good to be a part of a team again. So I definitely appreciate it, and I definitely feel the love.
And you can multiply that love by answering this question correctly that was submitted by Mike Suma in the chat room. Mike wants to know, who do you prefer, Michael Jordan or LeBron James?
I'm an MJ fan all day.
All right.
Oh, he's winning over the crowd.
He played at Charlotte, so that makes sense.
So Darian, you're real excited to be a Chicago Bear. How enthused are you going to be when it's 8 degrees and that wind chill is 10 below coming off the lakefront, and you're playing against the Green Bay Packers? Have you played in snow?
No, I haven't played in snow. That's something I thought about, but it's also something I'm looking forward to. It's just something else that I have to overcome to continue to do what I'm doing. That comes with the job description. So you always just find a way to get it done, and I'm sure I'll be fine. When
you line up in the smoke from your breath because it's so cold and your hands are freezing and the gloves and everything's sweat is getting spitting on your eye, I want you to think of Shayne Marsaw when you're getting down in your stance. You're like, that mug. Hey, at least I made it here. I'm here. That's right. But I want you to think of this guy asking you that question. You will survive the cold. Trust me. It's not that cold. It's not that. You don't
feel any. You get out there and make plays. You don't feel any of it.
You start making big plays like Ben Winter Coates. Remember him, Aldo?
Oh yeah. Here's some more advice for you, Darian. Is when you're in Chicago, don't wear green or anything that looks cheesy, because we despise the Green Bay Packers. It's a healthy hate, Yes. They've been kicking our ass lately, and there's a long history, 100 years of playing them and so forth. Just whatever you do, don't do anything to compliment a Packer. Don't do anything to look like a Packer, anything like that. You want to punch them in the face and then stand over them like Scottie Pippen did over Patrick Ewing in that playoff game many years ago. And just have fun and make us all proud. All right, brother?
No, I got you. I'm going to make y'all proud, man. I'm going to do the best I can.
Thank
I
you.
got one question for you. Well, it's kind of two. I got two questions to just check the innards of you, your soul. Are you a Marvel guy or a DC guy? Batman, or are you like Avengers?
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with probably my Marvel. My Marvel right now.
Okay,
Cleaning up tonight.
Joe Mandel's happy.
I go with my Marvel. I'm really not to either one of them a whole lot, but if I had to pick one, I definitely go with Marvel.
All right, now here's the big.
Oh, I texted
me.
Darian earlier, so I already
What?
know he's team iPhone, so you don't have to ask him that.
Oh, I wasn't asking him that.
All right.
That's Carr's question. That's a nerd question. Where is he? My question is, Tupac or Biggie?
Oh, Tupac.
Ah, you killed me inside.
Oh, really?
Oh man!
I'm
But Shane's shaking his head, agreeing with. I wonder what the chat room is too.
I'll monitor that.
For me,
go ahead.
For me, it was Biggie. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Phil
Last
and
one.
I are East Coast guys.
Yeah, you gotta end this right. Ready? Last one. Your favorite Rocky movie?
Oh, probably the one. Probably, I think Rocky 2. I think it's the second one.
When he beats
That's
Apollo?
when he wins the belt over Apollo.
When he beats Apollo, yeah. Is that the
Okay.
second one?
Yep. Rocky 2. We have a winner.
Yeah,
I like that one.
When he
I
beats
see.
Apollo.
All right, Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation. PlayStation.
Yes.
Yeah, we're
Of
putting him
course.
through the ringer tonight.
Hey, I gotta tell you, in the chat room, Darian is getting all the votes there. Tupac is getting most of the votes
Really?
here. Yeah, Lady
There are a
Bear,
lot of
Tupac.
West Coast fans.
Tell me why
Holy
Tupac, Darian. Why our man Tupac?
Because at the time, I remember that was the only rap my mom let me listen to. And then I kind of started paying attention to it more. And I had an older cousin that liked Tupac. And when I was with him, I would listen to Tupac. And I paid attention more, and the older I got, the more I kind of understood his music and understand some of the things he stood for. I don't always agree with everything, but I like the, just his he's an artist, you know what I'm saying? I really think he's a true artist. And the way he was able to his music is just, he made all classes basically. It's not too many, a real Tupac fan tell you, there's not too many tracks Tupac have that you don't like, so I think he was so I think he's a true artist. I hate he had to go before his time.
Well, I don't agree with you, but I'll let it slide. But all right, last question from me, because we have this rivalry. This is Bears 100 proof, Darian. So we keep it 100. We say whatever. I'm keeping it very clean with you on the air, by the way. Are you proud of me, Aldo, for not swearing?
I think you should at least let one F-bomb know.
Let one F-bomb?
Yeah,
Okay.
so that way he knows who the real draft
Darian,
fellows.
there's this fucking guy, Greg Braggs, and he has a show on our network called Shy Fans in the Stands. And he was going over, and it's, Happy New Year to you, Darian. We just had the holidays, and we're talking about Christmas movies. And we had this debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie to you?
Die Hard, I actually never seen it.
Thank God. That's a no.
I'll take it.
I'm going to take it as a no.
I haven't seen it.
So your job is to watch it, come back on the show, and give us your thoughts on Die Hard, A, the movie, and then B, if it was a Christmas movie. But I'm counting that as a no, Greg. I know you're probably in the chat room.
Yes.
It's not a Christmas movie.
Yeah, don't even watch the movie, man. Don't waste your time.
No, I'm going to try it.
Yes, tweet it out.
List the movies.
You gotta see Bruce Willis.
I have something to look. I'm going to check that out.
Okay.
All right, brother. We are very grateful that you've given us 30 minutes of your time. And again, we really, really are pulling for you.
Absolutely.
You're talking to three guys who live and breathe Chicago Bears football. Draft Dr. Phil, you open up his closet, he's got no white shirts. He's got no dress attire. It's all Chicago Bears shirts and stuff. Shayne has got a library of every game that's been played for the last 40 years. And me, I just, drink and sleep. And then the thousands of people who are listening to us now and in the podcast version, we're all the same. We love this game and we love the Chicago Bears. And when we talk to a guy like you who's got this opportunity to fulfill a dream, we're just pulling for you, man. And so if there's anything that you ever need from us, please don't hesitate to ask us, and we'll bend our back over to accommodate. Okay, brother?
No, I definitely appreciate it. Thank y'all for having me.
All right, brother.
Absolutely. Thanks you for your
Darren.
time.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
Buy an X. Don't forget to pick up an Xbox.
No. Just report to Shayne with the Die Hard movie review. Maybe you can bring him on. I have a stream.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, we got another show. You can talk about movies. That'd be cool.
That would be awesome.
Thanks, man.
Okay, brother.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Hey, speaking of my wardrobe, my wife, New Year's Eve we go out and I didn't wear anything Chicago Bears. I went out.
Oh, look at you.
Everybody at the party was like, holy shit, you're not wearing anything Bears. And that's a true story. My Filipino friend, Lem, he's like, dude, his first thing I walk in the door, he's like, no one told me it was dress up. You look handsome. And I go, oh, thank you. He's like, you're not wearing any Bear shit. I go, I don't know how to take that now. My wife was like in the background, like strutting, Aldo, like, yep. Finally, this fucking guy didn't wear any Bear. I know there's thousands of listeners that let me know. Are you guys, do you always wear Bear shit? Like, I'm that guy. If they lose, I still wear it.
Oh, me too.
I put
I saw somebody on Twitter be like, season's over. I can't believe I got to pack all my Bears gear away. And I'm like, I think it was Sandlin's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I agree. No, Sandlin didn't. Sandlin was trashing the guy along with me. We're like, what the fuck? I'll wear that shit in June.
Oh, my God. I'm at the beach rocking Mac jerseys. Farm hats.
Hey, did you guys notice that I fucked up Tupac's name?
Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. We were all over that.
Tupac.
Aldo fucked up another name.
That was like Aldo. Go down to the store and get your dad a two-pack.
Yeah, we only I got about 17 text messages. What the fuck is a two-pack?
Newport, asshole.
That's what a two-pack is what I got. I got like the two-pack in my stomach, and then after that, it's all fucking blubber.
Egg. That's a cat.
Hey, boys.
It was funny. You said that, and then you doubled down on it. I actually said it again. Phil and I locked eyes. We just looked at each other and started laughing.
It was funny because the second time I said it, all right, let me get the name correct this time, and it still came out Tupac. It's like, what the fuck's wrong with me?
I can't wait till this goes to video.
Yeah. Darian had to be like, man, this motherfucker's so white.
No shit. I expected him to say, who the fuck is Tupac, dude?
Like, I don't know about fucking Tupac, but I sure do love Waylon Jennings.
A white nerd in the fucking Puerto Rican hood.
Ralph says I should go out and buy a 2-pack of rubbers. What was the old Rodney Dangerfield joke? He says, she was so ugly that you wear 2 rubbers in case the first one breaks. Something like that.
Darian was good though, man. He's got the right attitude. That, like I said, he's got a great opportunity. You can't say that on a lot of rosters. The Bears are going to be doing, multiple moves at tight end. It's going to be very interesting to see how this unfolds. Absolutely. He's got a huge opportunity ahead of him.
Well, what's interesting is that they've got a lot of tight ends. I mean, they got Dax Raymond, and so they got all these guys to compete, but to bring him in.
Dax Raymond.
Yeah.
You throw that name in there.
I do. I mean, because I saw him at the Senior Bowl, and he just impressed the shit out of me. But
I was
frankly, at
disappointed in
Bourbonnais, at Bourbonnais, he did not have a lot of good practices.
The thing about it is, though, is the Bears have been known to carry 5 on the roster and have 1 or 2 more on the practice squad because it's so important in this offense.
Yep.
We can have a tight end circus, Shayne.
That's right.
If it brings me the Eddie Pinheiro of tight ends,
exactly.
It worked out. And that's why I brought that up, and hopefully Darian didn't find it disrespectful. But a kid like this, he is the classic kid. If he doesn't make the 53, that's not a negative for him. You know what I mean? Him catching on to this team on the practice squad, that's a huge win. You look at Rashad Coward, with the position change, go all the way back to Big Cat Williams, switching sides, and it says a lot though. And I mean, for him to show enough to even be signed, that's a huge plus for him.
No doubt.
Oh, it's like $1 million chance. Like I hate the fucking reporters that write that commentary.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
How do you know? You don't know shit, dick, about it. You have no idea what this kid is yet. You just know that you're going to be a negative Nancy and be a shit prick and write a fucking stupid ass headline story. Like, what? Like, you don't even know what his deal is contingent on.
Sports Mockery's got an article out. It just says, Darian Clark is Team PlayStation. According to inside sources.
There's a lot of content. Actually, I had the head of Sports Mockery on BHL.
Yeah.
When I had that show, and that dude was a really good dude and a great guest, and we should have him on.
Yeah. Bring him on.
They love our shit. That's okay.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're giving credit. Like, don't.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I wasn't a fan. I just thought it was kind of a sleazy move by Lambert.
It is a weird thing. Like, I had Eric. Remember, Aldo? We did that segment.
Barroom Blitz.
That's right.
No. I think aren't you, Phil, talking about the Daily Dose? You had a show called the Daily Dose.
Yeah.
Right.
Daily Dose.
Phil did a show every day called the Daily Dose, Draft Dr. Phil's Daily Dose. And the idea at first started off, we'll do like a half-hour show, and in typical Draft Dr. Phil fashion, within 6 weeks it was a
2.5 hours
yes,
long.
Exactly.
Really?
Oh my God!
One time,
I remember that.
Yeah, you just call me on the phone and put the voice recorder on, and we'd go, and you're like, bro, we're like 2.5 hours in. This is supposed to be 15 minutes.
One time you had like 8 guests on. I'm like, holy fuck, what the hell happened to Daily Dose? This is an overdose. Like, what the fuck?
I don't even remember.
You remember the Barroom Blitz? You remember that?
Yeah, that one I remember. I was happy with the way that show fucked up.
That was fun. Yeah, that was fun.
Wait, Barroom Blitz was
Barroom Blitz was I would talk to a representative from each of the barrooms because we had a Packers barroom, Vikings barroom, and so every week they would give us an update on what was going on in the NFC North. It was a good show for a while, but
you played the Ballroom Blitz.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
Was the song.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh well.
I thought that my point was Lambert used to come on, and I'd have all these people predict the game.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
He's a good guy.
Oh, very
good. I'm
guy.
sure he is. I didn't. When I said that to him, it wasn't anything
sensitive.
Yeah, exactly.
All these sensitive fucks out there.
I mean, sense, and I told him that he looks like a dick with ears in his profile photo, but I mean, that's truth.
You said where's the cars?
What's that?
You said worse to cars. He's still here.
Exactly.
I think we got to vet people that are working for Barroom. We have to make sure they're able to handle.
Just, Eric, you're in the chat room. We all know that. Just send me a DM. We'll smooth things over. You can unblock me. And we'll just, you can get your content direct that way. And it doesn't look so sneaky.
You do.
There you go. While John Wood doesn't watch tape, he tells people, breaking news, he just uses numbers.
Hey, earlier today on Vegas Scores and Odds Advantage, we were very lucky to have Jimbo Covert on, who is, for you young bloods out there, he was a left tackle for the 85 Chicago Bears. Played, 8 or 9 seasons. Yeah, amazing left tackle. Really, he was voted all-decade left tackle. But yet, everyone else that was voted on that all-decade team from the 80s is in the Hall of Fame, but Jimbo is not.
How?
Yeah, really. So he was. Today was supposedly the day that the list went from the 20 to select the 10 guys who are going to make the Hall of Fame, and they won't announce it for a few days. But he came on to talk about it and so forth. But during the course of the discussion, one of the guys, who was it? I think it was Johnny Santucci, had a question in the chat room about who else but Charles Leno, because Tucci always wants to create trouble, right?
Oh, jeez.
And I think I got Covert's response queued up here. I forgot to edit it, but I think I got it queued up here. This was Jim Covert on Vegas Scores and Odds Advantage with Mike North talking about Charles Leno when asked what he thinks about the left tackle.
I like Charles Leno. I think last year, he had a couple issues with some penalties and some things like that. I think affected his play and maybe just affected his confidence a little bit. But I sure like Charles Leno. I think he's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player in this league for a long time. He's one of those guys that has great feet and stands people up at the line of scrimmage. So I like Charles Leno. I was sorry to see Harry go, the line coach, because I think Harry's one of the best line coaches in the league. But, when you have a bad year and things happen like that, that's the NFL, right? So people are going to try to, someone's going to have to take a shot or fall for that, which I hated to see because, in my opinion, there's only so many guys in the league that know what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, offensive line coach. And I'm not and there's, 32 teams or how many? Sure. I don't know. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's 32 great offensive line coaches, in my opinion. So I think he's one of them because he learned from he was a student of Joe Moore, who was my line coach at Pitt, who I think is the greatest offensive line coach that ever lived.
But anyway, you get the idea. And,
and Russ Grimm,
everyone in the chat room was really enjoying the Covert interview until that moment.
Until that point.
People like Zach are saying that's a fucking PC response, and was he watching the game?
The thing about it is, and I mean, Phil can admit this. Charles Leno can bounce back.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing with a lot of the players, and I know there's a big debate on how the new hires in the NFL are going. With I think Thomas Jones brought up that it's crazy that Lovie Smith isn't coaching in the NFL and stuff like that. And I understand, and I'm not gonna get into the race issue in the NFL or anything like that, but Harry is a fabulous offensive line coach, but he might not be a fabulous offensive line coach for this system. I mean, it is something that can transfer, and I mean, Phil, you could speak to that even more. Juan Castillo has how many years in this system, and to go back to what Phil's dad said about Matt Nagy still learning on the job. Harry's been around and seen it all. Matt Nagy had to teach him, what he wanted and how he wanted this offense.
Imagine teaching your offensive line coach how you want it run.
Right.
That's why I said to everybody, I said it on the tape never lies in the, some of the comments were asking me about Harry. And I'm like, well, their philosophies might not have meshed. And listen, as a head coach, you have to fucking do your work to find coaches not only that are good teachers, but that are loyal to you and understand what you want. Clearly, these two did not see eye to eye in what they were trying to do philosophically. Fundamentally, they were the worst coach team that I've seen in my time watching the All-22. So what is it, 6 years now?
Right, but you saying that all at the same time, Phil, you can't completely write off Charles Leno.
Well, I'm going to go back to
Bouncing
Leno. I
back,
wanted
right.
to answer Harry Heestand and say, you know, his philosophy might not have meshed here. You don't know if the head coach and him were getting along. You heard my father say it on last call, how important. That's the number one hire you need to have as a young head coach or a head coach. They got to block the front. We talk about it. You fucking maniac fans of the Tape Never Lies, you know it too. It wasn't getting done. So therefore your offense looked like shit, and your ability to analyze this young quarterback is completely not fair for these PFF and nerds and stats and all that shit. Throw it out. Because after a year of watching all the Tape Never Lies that you can go on there and look at, this offensive line did not give Mitch a fair ability to be assessed. I'm sorry. Can it be fixed? Absolutely. Juan Castillo, as Shayne is saying, is familiar with the philosophy of what Matt Nagy does. Prior to Nagy coaching with Andy Reid and understanding probably 100% Andy Reid made this deal happen. It's awful. Juan's there. You need to get him in, and that's how this shit works. Now, are they going to be loyal? Are they going to be together? That relationship, like a quarterback, needs to happen. As far as Charles Leno, Aldo, I've said it on the show. Said it with me. This guy's a 7th-round pick that battled his way to be a great football player, an NFL football player.
Yep.
Yeah, we joke, we make fun, we do that. It's frustrating for me to see the lack of effort and the shit that he put on the tape, because I saw what kind of player, and at the feat that Jimbo's talking about, yes, Jimbo gave a complete PC answer. If he ever watched this tape next to me, he'd be like, oh my fucking, Aldo, give me 4 maker's marks, because he'd be drinking. Because it's that bad. But the talent is there. Shayne, Aldo, brilliantly, we talked about this before anyone. Sports Mockery took that too and wrote an article that Charles proposed. Charles also got paid. Charles, like, fuck, my life is great. And forgot to work on the craft and the body. Look at his body in the final game. I'm not making it up. Tooch doesn't have the CGI, I always say. He doesn't have the CGI graphics. He's out of shape. Can he do it? Can he take my song and play it and get his ass motivated like, fuck Draft Dr. Phil? Great.
Phil, how can a guy be out of shape after 17 weeks of playing NFL football? Maybe he was hurt.
Oh,
he can't be out of shape. He's been fucking running around for 60 minutes a game.
He has not lifted weight. To see the strength of him at the point of attack, I could tell you right now. I'm talking about
bulldozed by
getting
safeties.
bulldozed by safeties, Aldo. He's not doing. Have you ever seen CrossFit, Aldo?
Yeah.
We're doing these deadlifts. I've seen some women with more explosive ass and fucking muscles going up. Exactly.
Wisconsin.
My way.
Iowa.
Iowa. I'm just saying, I don't think he was in football tremendous shape. Can he do that, Aldo? Competition has to come there. Sometimes guys need to be put in their place. Listen, I talk about the truth. That's all I do. It's not good enough. He probably knows it. Good on him if he goes and fucking comes back like a maniac. That's what we all win. He wins. Bears fans win. The bar room wins.
Nope. I don't know, man. I think that it was more mental than being out of shape or anything like that. I just think that there was a mental flatness to his play, you know. And Tooch has a good question here. Let me scroll up and find it. It says, ask Phil if philosophical differences can cause players to miss their assignments with regularity. That's the key there, with regularity. Okay.
Because if you don't know what you're doing, I showed you on the tape never lies against their second string players, Aldo. Your offensive line, all of them. In fact, James Daniels probably played his best game. I'll give him credit. But all of them had their moments of sheer, utter, complacency of not knowing assignment. Like, they run a play where they're trying to trade off, and you see Charles and James are together, and then all of a sudden they both leave 92 right in the hole that the play is. It's like, no, this is philosophical teaching issues that are confusing these guys. There's too much. There's too much that you have in your playbook. I wonder. I will try to find Harry Heastan to ask him.
Even beyond the philosophical differences,
yep.
The most important thing is, in all probability, this is the correct reason, is because of the extension. This is a guy that had to fight for
talking Leno.
Yeah, this is a guy that had to fight for. But you can look at it and that whole offensive line. Bobby Massey got paid. James Daniels, you can say what you want. He was a second-round draft pick, so he's got a decent contract. Cody Whitehair got paid. He wasn't Cody Whitehair this year. Charles Leno, like Aldo said, 7th-round draft pick, had to fight. There was zero expectations on him when he got drafted in 2013, or filled, whatever. But worked his way from the bottom, and then the entire lifestyle change.
Right.
Settle away from football. That changes all of us. You have a kid on the way, new wife, got the fat paycheck coming in. The much bigger paycheck than what you're used to.
Mac.
It can become a motivational issue, but it's just like with this Bears team going from 12-4 and trying to, this next step is automatic.
The press clip.
It's not. You got your ass kicked this year. You got kicked in the nuts, and now you got your reality check. Same thing can happen to Charles Leno. I myself am not going to be surprised if he comes back, because the thing about it is everybody's stuck in this Xbox, PlayStation mode of you got to have two dominant tackles that are just going to kick everybody's ass week in and week out.
I'll take one, Shayne.
Yeah, well, exactly. But Phil, you know what it is. You can win with average in the NFL, and that's an upgrade
if they know
because there's
assignment.
a lack of there. Yes, there's an offensive line issue throughout the NFL. There really is.
XFL is going to fucking change this, because they're not going to have these limitations on practice.
And they're going to have the double pass, the double forward pass.
Zach Sullivan makes a great point. He was in the chat room during the Covert interview, and Covert talked about how the teams that he was on worked so hard. They had I think they still had two-a-days back then, but he said the very first thing they did in the first practice was the Nutcracker, which has been outlawed now. And he said that going in practice against Richard Dent, who is in the Hall of Fame, and he said that was the best defense that he played all fucking in his entire career. Was the 85 Bears defense, and that they worked so hard in camp, and that's not what happened, and I'll tell you one thing, I will never again go to Bourbonnais and bullshit people the way I did. There were times where I walked away from Bourbonnais and I was like, that wasn't that impressive, but I would try to cast a good light on what I saw because I was fired up for the season and my expectations were high and so forth. But I'm going to be 100% real. If I see, Mitch having a bad day, or if I see coaches I'm going to fucking tell it like it is and not be suckered in again like I did this season. It's a disservice to our fans and to me and my reputation.
Now you're gonna see everybody though. I mean, this isn't just Leno and Massey on the firing line with somebody putting the tourniquet over their eyes before they fire him off his roster. Matt Nagy's up there. Ryan Pace is up there. Mitch Trubisky's up there. All of these. Ted Phillips, maybe he's up there. You don't know. This season could define a lot of things for the Chicago Bears moving forward if they go out there and fall flat again. So when you're talking about being hungry, there's a lot of jobs on the line coming up. And Aldo, have you changed your outlook on these guys playing in preseason?
No, I want to see them have that scrimmage that they had under Nagy's first season and let them go out. You know, they tried to have that mural team, whatever the fuck you
inter-squad scrimmage.
And that was the one where Charles Leno took off somebody's helmet and almost bashed his fucking skull in. So that practice was ruined by by Kyle Long's behavior, and it was against your teammates. So there's only a certain degree that you're going to go at it. So they need to bring that scrimmage back, and they need to play these starters 2 or 3, 4 quarters throughout the preseason. So, to answer your question, yes, I am. I want to protect them as much as possible, but it's important that they get the time in, stop fucking bubble wrapping these guys.
Exactly, and I think that's the point,
Glad you're back.
You take a guy like Charles Leno, and we all know that the offensive line has to gel, but, he just to say he went from the Philadelphia Eagles game until the Green Bay game, and never really got legitimate work in live periods because that didn't happen in OTAs. It didn't happen in minicamp. It didn't happen in training camp where the bullets were flying, and then it didn't happen in the preseason games because these guys were not out there. And I think Phil brought it up before too. A lot of these questions with Kyle Long, with Mitch Trubisky, with Matt Nagy could have been answered
Daniels,
in that month before the Green Bay game. They could have known that Kyle Long, hey, guys, this is not happening. It's just it opens up so many more avenues of negativity, and that they all bubbled up to the top this year.
We said this back in October. A lot of people stole it, wrote stories about it. This isn't high. We were talking about it in August, that they had to play the offensive line at least in the preseason to get them to mesh, to find out what you got as you're moving a 20-year-old NFL player to center. And now it's on him now. And he doesn't fucking get live, real reps until Green Bay. Then you have to make a switch. Listen, it all starts up front. We say it's the truth. And to have that kind of chaos, to me, that's the biggest story of last year. Of watching all the tape and all the minutia of this team and the expectations, the press clippings, the swagger, Tariq Cohen, all that shit. The offensive line was the most disappointing thing because you thought, just like Aldo said, you thought and you wanted, and you believed, and you got caught in. We all did. And now it's on them. And that's where it should be. And that's really what I'm excited about Bears Barroom. That Aldo could go up here and make me proud, because Shayne kind of interjected when you were saying your little rant of truth. Your confession, if you will.
Fucking Shayne.
See?
Your fucking confession in there that you're going to go to camp next year.
I'm a 2-pack in. Leave me alone.
Smoke weed every day.
That's what I want to do.
But that, I'm excited that you're going to do that for barflies around the world. And I think you got to bring Greg Braggs' video back. Bear media person. How about add that tooch to your drops? Come on. We're shooting highlights of guys running around in fucking shorts and a helmet and shoulder pad. It's not your playbook sucks. How about fire out?
Right.
Let's not worry about tricking people. Let's beat up on people.
They didn't want us to videotape the Tariq Cohen carries inside the 5-yard line. Yeah. That's what they didn't want us to do.
I didn't want to see it carried with him inside the 5-yard line either, asshole. Like you know what I'm saying? Like fuck. He's not your first and goal red zone running back. Fucking Titans.
If you're worried about a fan showing that on Twitter, then I mean you got bigger issues if that's what you're worried about.
You spent too much time at the barber shop, Ryan. Too much time.
Hey guys, how about if we...
It's more music from Draft Dr. Phil.
Hey, yo, ball flies. Let's kick it. Just win, baby. Just win, baby. Just win, baby. Come on, just win, baby. Just win, baby. Just win, baby. Come on, just win, baby. Right, Nagy, stop me and you and listen. Barber's back with a winning vision. Speed bump Charlie is holding him tightly. More flags on the field daily or nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I don't know. The tape never lies. It shows. Never happy like a clam. Where's Joe Man? Light your ass up like Pope and Scandal. Dance, just fire out low. Here I stand, that coach must go. Deadly minutes box like a felony. Gabriel drops as the new Josh Bellamy. Love him or leave him, the Bears get paid. Old lady can't see the mess Teddy's made. Bears got problems, barroom will solve it. Here comes the hook bar, keep resolve it. Just win, baby.
What's up, Bears? Motherfucking ballroom.
Baby, just win, baby. Just win, baby. Hope, just
win, baby. What's up, Bears? Motherfucking ballroom.
Just win, baby.
Just win, baby.
Baby. 8 and 8, clubbed up, still bumping. Situational football, the vibes learn nothing. True at the match, no block, no faking. Ha-ha, dicks, burn like bacon. Run, baby, Monty, feet are nimble. Be ashamed, playing calling is criminal. Shotgun never up, tempo, fuck a play. It's time to bench Leno. Lazy, forget 2-0. Visor on, so his break hand shows. Brags in your tunnel, just wait to say hi. Did he wave? Nah, he just walked by. Kept on, calling plays from your play sheet. Make a change, give it to your OC. Your play calling sucks. Just win, you continue. Do real estate in Kalamazoo. Barfly girls are hot in bikinis. Roquan light breaks crashing like bikinis. Jealous. Bar rooms doing fine. 58,000 views of tape never lie. Ready for chumps in a brawl. Little fat shits full of roids and A-ball. Abdullah hating on Greg and Phil. Durkin and that dude can't handle the mail. Pull it down on the outside zone. Call a good drive until you hit the red zone. Block up to block, LOS is stacked. Whip on a block, Mitch is getting sacked. Ted Phillips is on the scene. You know what I mean? Yo, we'll solve it. Bar him in the house. Doc, resolve it. Baby, just win, baby. 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 Bears 100. Aldo, win, baby. Just win, baby. Kenny, Jenny, baby. Oh, baby.
Just win, baby.
Right, get it right. Get Millhouse out of this. Bears 100 proof.
Just win, baby. What's up, motherfucking ballroom?
Yo, word to Mama Alice, y'all.
Oh my gosh, lots and lots of loving comments in the chat room about your new hit song, Just Win Baby. Only one negative comment, actually two if you count Shayne's.
Is Zimmerman still there? Did he leave us?
Zimmerman has snuck
He's
in
working
under
for Sports Mockery. He's a mole.
That was good. And
that was the hardest one to do.
Why was that?
I don't rap like that.
Okay.
So it's so hard to like. I was talking to Greg and Shayne, I think, and I'm like, singing is easy, like, because it's incorporated in a mathematical note. A B, it goes. You know it, and you could sing it in a different key because if you don't hit, you can't hit Mariah's note. But rapping is a style. So the way you breathe, the way you enunciate, and way you write it to the beat, and you have to do his style. It was so hard for me to do it because it's like pauses, so many pauses. It's like so hard to do it. But
you know what he's talking about, Shayne?
Oh, I had him muted. Are you guys still talking football?
in a bit of a conundrum, I wanted to shout out Mark Egan, Barfly Mark Egan.
Thank you.
Who helped co-write that song. I did a few edits, but he really came up with the whole premise of the Vanilla Ice Just Win Baby.
That's a great idea, and I think you guys could be the future Lennon and McCarthy of. Is it McCarthy or McCartney? McCartney.
Play the drop. You have to play Aldo.
Do I have to play it again?
Every time.
No more.
People are gonna
I'm a little nervous about it. I'm a little nervous about it.
Is that Bragg sped up?
That's Bragg sped up. You know what happened?
Like a waitress at like Hooter.
You know what happened yesterday on Chi Fans in the Stands? There were 2 or 3 times where his signal was behind, and then it caught up and it sped up automatically. And so I heard it.
Mine used to do that before I moved.
Yes,
remember?
that's right.
That was when we started to decide on the high episode. We're all going to get high and record. Remember? And then you started slowing our speech down.
Only could do that at Aldo's house.
Yeah, I'm liking that idea.
Speaking of Greg Braggs.
Yeah, what about Greg Braggs? Oh, didn't he do something for us?
He did. Yeah, I've been
Shayne,
working with him.
That's right. You told me you two were like fucking working on a song.
Well, yeah, I've been working on a song with Braggs. I'm not on it singing.
No, it's just him.
Yeah, you know Greg Braggs. He loves pulp in his orange juice. He's a crazy guy.
He likes Die Hard, Batman.
Yeah, so it's not 100% ready yet. But we figured after the draft, Dr. Phil debuted a new song.
Beat. I made the beat. Yeah. These guys. Shayne's like, make the beat. Greg and I are writing a song.
We had to do have a little bit of fun with his what do you call it? You add a little auto tune.
Yeah, give him
to
a
his
little
voice, just a little bit to clean it up, because he's got that, he sounds like he's got a dick in his mouth sometimes. But
yeah. I hope Barb's not in the chat.
Yeah. So, but this is great. We're only going to give you a little snippet because we're not done with it, and everybody in the chat can. But this is Greg Bragg's solo debut with Phil and I in the background producing.
All right, so you guys sent it to me in Slack, right?
January 6th.
I have it right here. I was just kidding. Come on. Here goes. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, that's the juice, baby. Yo, I feel the juice in my mouth. Yo, the juice in your ass like Florida orange, baby. Yo, pulp free. Hell no, I need the pulp. Need a whole bunch of pulp in that goddamn ass. Yo, get on top of me. I see you, you're on top of me. I can't even see the rest of your body. Your ass is fat. Then you're sitting down, baby, on my face. I'm sucking your pussy and your ass in the same place. You gotta work that ass for daddy. Oh, oh, work that ass. Work that ass for daddy. Yes, it's my bitch. Yes, I'm not gonna suck on it. Work that ass for daddy.
I'm a little nervous about it.
That was awesome. Braggs.
He came out of his shell. I was so proud of Greg. He's like, I cannot pull this off.
He did.
Like, Greg, come on, you just got to calm down.
Hook.
Hope he pulls out.
Right. He said he was going to play, he was going to sing it for Jenny. I'm like, America, I didn't even know he liked pulp in his orange juice so much, this fucking guy.
We hear that hook part one more. Can you chew it just to the hook? Work that ass for daddy. Greg, get him. God.
yo, I feel the juice in my mouth, yo, the juice in your ass like Florida orange, baby, yo, pulp free. Hell no, I need the pulp, need a whole bunch of pulp in that goddamn ass, yo. Get on top of me, I see you, you're on top of me. I can't even see the rest of your body, your ass is fat. Then you're sitting down, baby, on my face. I'm sucking your pussy and your ass in the same place. You gotta work that ass for daddy.
How do I make that my ringtone?
This.
We'll get it to you. You wait till you hear the whole thing. This is gonna be so good. I mean,
Holy shit! I'm so impressed.
Barb and I were
Aldo's
at brunch the other
tears.
day. And I wanted to play it for her so bad. I'm like, Barb, have you heard the song called "Work That Ass for Daddy"?
Holy shit! This dude, auto-tune. What a voice!
He's a talent.
He is.
I think he's.
Supposedly he's gonna sing the new Open for Shy fans.
Oh, really? Now, who was it that wrote that song with you, Phil? Because I think he needs to write a song for Greg.
Work that ass for daddy. That's a great lyric.
It is.
Did Shayne come up with that lyric, or did Greg on his own?
Work that in. I did most of the lyrics. He went off course a little bit.
Off course. He needed the course correct.
You know how he is. Greg's got some weird fascination with orange juice and pulp. So he added that in there, and the auto tune. You can hear the scratchiness and the brag scratchiness in the voice.
Yeah.
Throw a little bit of auto tune in there, and it's. I mean, we actually have some video of it too that we'll probably end up releasing. He always has to sing with his shirt off, which is weird. But that's
talk about a 2-pack.
Let me see the rest of your body, your ass is fat. Then you're sitting down, baby, on my face. I'm sucking your pussy and your ass in the same place. You gotta work that ass for daddy. Yes, is mine, bitch. Yes, is mine. Gonna suck on it. Work that ass.
That's fucking classic, man.
It's got a great beat, and you can sing to it and dance to it.
You can fuck to it too.
Fuck 202. Go back to 101. Learning how to block properly and how to tackle properly.
Good, Rel Remy throwing some.
That's right.
Talk about a voice. Well, that probably was Rel Remy singing. You guys are fucking with me.
Yeah, was that really what? Lady Bear is in the chat room. She says she hates that. That's going to be stuck in her head all day.
I was actually worried about Lady Bear. Was she going to be offended by that and leave us for life, or is she all about the laughs?
She likes us degenerates.
There you go.
Oh, hey, do we have tweets this week?
We do.
Oh, of course.
Holy shit. Oh, man, I was going to play this for Darian.
It's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam.
I was going to play it for Darian.
There you go.
When he picked MJ, but
MJ. Then he's settled for 2-pack.
2-pack?
I'm still upset with that. Like, Big E to me is the best. But I digress, Shayne.
Hey,
digress.
Man, it happens that way sometimes.
Sometimes it does. Yeah, I just can't wait to go to video so people could see Shayne's reaction to everything I say.
Fucking snot's coming out of my nose.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Braggs is sucking that pussy in the ass in the same place, yeah.
He's the smartest man. He's special. He likes his toilet paper roll to hang just right. Fuck a brawl. This guy is mano-y-mano in a real fucking fight. He's the smartest man, and this is dumbest tweet of the week.
Yes, if you are new to the show, where the fuck have you been? We've been doing this for the last 3-4 years. And Draft Dr. Phil, that was his way of introducing the dumbest tweet of the week. And that's what Shayne is going to do right now. What do you got, Shayne?
Well, we only have one dumb tweet, but it is quite dumb. So we're gonna give it all of the attention. And this is how crazy Packers fans are.
It's not the Durkin tweet, or is that the tweet of the week?
No, I wasn't even going to include him. That included me, but yeah.
Okay.
But Justice Mosqueda, and that's at Jew Mosque, sent out a tweet that said Mike McCarthy would need to win 212 consecutive games just to match Matt LaFleur's win percentage.
Oh my God.
Are you really fucking proud of that?
Oh my God.
Shake that ass for daddy.
We need a shake that ass for daddy segment from moving forward.
I like that idea. I love that idea.
Like,
actually,
my son did ask me, speaking of shaking ass, he's like, Daddy, why don't the Bears have cheerleaders? And then, literally, this is weird. I swear to God, like, you know how Facebook hears you and shit?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I swear, I opened Facebook, and there's an article there about the Bears being cursed by the cheerleaders they fired after the Super Bowl in 1985, the Honey Bears. I swear, after this kid said that, and I go, holy fuck, maybe there's something to this. We got to get the cheerleaders back.
Said they need to drink more orange juice.
They can play Braggs' song.
How about if we just get barroom cheerleaders, call them barmaids or some shit like that? And,
there you go.
And they can come over to my house. I'll audition and rehearse and shit.
Aldo will vet them. She's good to go, not a drip.
My wife's going to be out of town a lot.
He's the horniest man in the bar room.
All right, let me see you dance to this song.
Gotta work that ass for daddy.
Greg could come over and sing it live.
Yeah, if that was the new open to Shy fans, Larry might like the show.
You gotta incorporate that.
That's right.
Intro. I think Adam Abdallah doesn't like that song.
It was nice and short. He might like it.
Oh,
you can send it to him. He loves himself some brag, so he might like that song.
So who was the guy that sent that tweet out?
Justice Mosqueda.
Fuck you, Justin Mosqueda.
Smack him ass.
He is my dumbest tweet of the week.
All right, so we move.
Can I just say how dumb that was? Like, did you want to be the fucking smartest person in the room, like in Twitter? Hey, I got this great stat. This guy will have to win 212 straight games to match a coach that fucking just started, you fuck. Oh my fucking. Like,
typical Packers fan.
I do think that there are certain people out there in Twitterverse who are really trying hard to be the dumbest tweet of the week because they know that carries a certain cachet, for lack of a better word, a certain aura. Hey, I was Shayne's dumbest tweet of the week.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
You should frame your tweets of the dumbest tweets of the week.
Hey, we
should give them out. If they come on the show, we should frame their tweet.
Yes,
because they. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
We give it to you because you fucking stepped up like a man, Durkin.
Yes.
We gotta get a hold of Twitter, so instead of like a blue check mark, they can get like something to put on their timeline if they win dumbest tweet of the week.
Like the shit emoji. Great. The shit emoji with the two eyes?
Yeah, exactly. The two googly eyes that look like Lockenfora's one melted eye.
Yes. Lockenfora.
When was the last time a barfly won the dumbest tweet? Like, did Tooch ever win one, or anybody like that?
Close. He was close.
And Zimmerman came so close, remember, and he was all excited.
No, he wants to know dumbest tweet.
I almost
Not
gave
the
him
best
tweet of the week. Yeah.
You think it's time to welcome him back? We should have him on as a guest or something like that.
No, I'm good.
You're good.
I told him I gave him homework.
Did he ever step up?
No,
and
he
face the
didn't.
song?
He brags me, man. He's ghosting me.
Brags you?
Yeah, he was supposed to do a little homework assignment that I gave him, but he bounced and he never did.
What'd you ask him to do?
He asked him to reenact some video, right?
Yeah, do you remember the Leave Britney Alone video?
Yes.
I wanted him to leave Zimmerman alone. I wanted him to remake that.
With makeup on and shit like that?
Yeah, well, I think he wears makeup every day, doesn't he? Zimmerman is My Little Pony glitter makeup.
My Little Pony.
I miss him. We got to bring him back. All right, so
all he has to do is face the song, Aldo. Remember?
Yes. Well,
this has to come on, and the Zimmerman song is one of my favorite songs.
Yeah,
as long as he could face
he loved
that,
it.
he was a big fan of it.
I'm gonna get really drunk one night and accidentally play it like I did that thing on the last call. You remember that when I did on last call?
Yes. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
I think I woke up at like 3:00 that morning to 47 text messages, be like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Oh man, mistakes happen.
Throw the ball and run no huddle.
Agreed.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Who the fuck likes pulp in their orange juice? Yeah. Come on.
He's the smartest man. He's traveled the world but met his foreign woman online. He's always smirking. We've always been truthful on our rankings at the bar room. I'm so fucking sorry, Mr. Durkin. This is the smartest man, and this is his best tweet of the week.
That's right. It is pretty simple. Shayne has scoured the internet and he has found at least one tweet that he wants to share with you because it is an example that the human race is not as stupid as we have been painting them out to be for the first hour of the show. Shayne, what do you got?
So we have three good tweets this week.
Nice. Holy shit. Who says we're a bunch of assholes?
Who's the pod? Greg has just checked into the chat room because he's so happy.
He loves this
Who's
song.
the other guy? What is it? Who always wants positivity, Aldo, in the chat. I know you're blowing your nose, and we can shout out Mike North's friend. Who does he always promote? Every time I hear his commercial, I always get stuck on a Joe Jacko.
Joe Sacco and
Joe Sacco.
Monahan.
I always think Joe Sacco is this fucking mob boss. Like he fucking killed 7 people.
All of them were in that movie, The Irishman. They were all in there.
Exactly, Aldo. I watched The Irishman, and I think of fucking Mike North saying Joe Sacco. I'm like, Joe Sacco is one of the fucking dudes who burned Jimmy Hoffa.
So this isn't real. Well, I guess it's a little bit Bears related, but at Pro Football Talk sent out a tweet talking about the TV broadcasts and the most watched TV shows for 2019. And out of the top 50 most watched TV broadcasts, 41 of them were NFL football games in 2019. Wow. Oh, so when people are saying that the numbers are going down for the NFL, boy, it's sure not true. I mean, the numbers are up from 2018, and 41 out of 50 were NFL football games, and that says a lot. I mean, we all obviously know how we feel about the NFL and the games, but that's a pretty huge number.
Fucking
when you think about it.
Oh my God.
Harry,
Yep.
let's go and find some guys and fuck the shit out of them.
Well, speaking of fucking the shit out of them, Danny Trevathan at Grindin_59 sent out a tweet. There was a big debate on Twitter about what is better on chicken wings, blue cheese or ranch? I guess we'll do a quick poll right here. I'm a blue cheese guy. What are you, Phil?
I'm a blue cheese guy.
Yeah. You, Aldo?
Ranch.
Okay, so he's a crazy person.
He's a rat killer.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Danny Trevathan chimed in.
How many packets of ranch does Aldo want? A 2-pack of ranch.
A 2-pack. But Danny chimed in on this hot debate on Twitter, and this was his response. Personally, I'm squad ranch all the way. I'm not eating nothing older than me but my old lady.
Is it just me, or is it getting crazier out there?
I saw that of like,
or Danny Trevathan.
No, Danny Trevathan.
Oh, okay.
But I saw that and I had to read it 2 or 3 times. I'm like, wait a minute. No, he really did go there. So
yeah, there's a lot of that shit going on.
there is. Obviously.
Stranger Things on I have a stream.
so we're gonna go from eating out to talking about eating out Trevathan's old lady.
Way into Aldo
way
has his dream coming alive. Am I sleeping and this is a dream?
But Kyle,
that's for Daddy.
Kyle Long sent out a couple of tweets. Everybody knows what happened this week. Said some Chicagoans are probably happy to hear I'm finally stepping away and getting my body right. Some Chicagoans may be sad to hear this. Either way you feel about it, I want you to know how lucky I am to have spent time in your city. I became a man while playing in Chicago. Thank you. Special thanks to Phil Emery, Mark Tressman, and the rest of that staff for bringing me in. Thanks to and happy birthday to a young lady named Virginia as well, talking about Miss McCaskey, who turned 97. Ryan Pace, thank you for keeping me around as well. You know, he didn't point out Matt Nagy in there, so I thought that kind of stuck out a little bit. I know he wasn't around too much, but say what you want about Kyle Long. He was the face of this franchise for a while. I mean, that probably said more about the state of the Bears roster overall, that an offensive guard was the face of your franchise. But every time that the draft is on, Phil and I are texting back and forth, or we're on the phone, and I wasn't happy with that pick when it was announced at all.
Yeah, who the fuck was Kyle Long is what I said.
Yeah, I mean, I knew who he was. I just thought at that point he was a little bit of a reach.
Oh, shit.
Well, even more than a little bit. But, Phil Emery saw something in there, and unfortunately, Kyle, his body just didn't hold up. But I tweeted at him that, as Bears fans, all we could ever ask is for him to leave it all on the field, and he literally did. And, just says a lot about him as a person and as a player. And I think he's going to be a guy that's going to be a success no matter what he does in life. I mean, I think he's got the chops and the personality to be on radio or on TV, just like his father is. So,
right.
You think we should offer him a job here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get him.
But
he came on the show, keeping it 100.
That's right.
Yeah, him and Akeem. That was one of my favorite shows ever, having those guys on that night together. That was a whole lot of fun.
To come back. Akeem promised to come back, so Greg's got to work on that at Bourbonnais.
Oh yeah.
He's the smartest man. He's Shayne Morsell.
Real quick on Kyle Long, though. That guy was a warrior and a talent. And I was actually happy because I thought they were drafting him like Aldo. We've talked about many times for you new listeners listening in that this kid was drafted to be the left tackle. Now I'm going to just take you back for just a second because he deserves it, because this was a warrior. This was, honestly, I've been on this show. I'll say it now. If Kyle's listening in or listens to the podcast, this was the best athlete I've ever seen playing guard when he came in, that I was like, it was so easy. I had 3 or 4, including my father, who I trust more than any offensive line coach, saying, these fucking idiots are playing him at guard. That's your left tackle for the next 12 years. And I truly think the warrior in him, especially inside, Shayne, taking on those fucking defensive tackles, nose guards, wore on his body. Obviously, I still can see the fullback. I don't even remember his Samoan kid taking out his knee on a bob play. Just this guy had so much talent. He really built his career not on fundamental. He can get away with so much because he was just so strong and so athletic that created him to the player. And what Shayne said, we used to laugh like our fucking face of the franchise is a fucking guard. That's and we talk about that at the show.
For 2 or 3 years.
He would be the picture on the fucking Thursday night matchup this week on ESPN or whatever, who was carrying it. His picture would be up there, not Cutler's. It would be Kyle Long and Aaron Rodgers' picture. That's what we had. But again, I just thought the world of the guy. I got to meet him personally. There's a picture of me. It was like when you're there, you don't realize he was just so big and strong and physical that then when you look at the picture, I look like a fucking midget next to him. And it's like, holy shit, he's really
that was the picture that did it?
That was the picture that did it.
That's weird. That was the one that did it, Aldo.
It was the Midwest. I figured it out.
I thought it was the one where you were next to George McCaskey and you look like a fucking midget.
I love that short against George. How tall is George?
George is 6'2".
Okay, yeah.
Well, he's a tall guy.
Those are game dictators. They're game changers.
I gotta change that.
Yes,
game dick. See if I can isolate dick.
Dick.
There you go.
Dick tasters.
Dick tasters.
I love this fucking job. Hey,
Aldo, that is my best tweet of the week. Wish him all the best and whatever he does. It looks like he's enjoying a little bit of a vacation, him and his fiance right now. And I just think
he's got a fiance?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Well, you know what that means,
yeah.
Right?
So 75, it'll be weird to see somebody else wearing that, this year if they do it or if they let it sit for a year. But he's the epitome of what a Chicago Bear is, and he said that he has no interest in ever trying to come back with another team. He's going to retire a Bear, once a Bear, always a Bear, and like I said, he's the embodiment of that.
I loved your tweet, by the way, and how you quote tweeted and shouted him out and tagged our show in it with him on it. That was that was great stuff, sir.
Yeah. Yes,
you deserve it. You get a Draft Dr. Phil shout out right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I want to shout out Shayne Marsaw for his tweet. In my opinion, tweet of the week. Close. You like hit 2 out of the park, Durkin and that one.
Yeah.
That was fucking.
Yeah, it was good. It was a big week. It was a big week for @Wazram. I love that guy.
Follow @Wazram. He's a dictator.
Yep. Well, listen, in honor of Kyle Long having a fiance, I think we should listen to this song again.
Work. I can't get it out of my head.
That's the juice, baby. Yo, I feel the juice in my mouth. Yo, the juice in your ass like Florida orange, baby. Yo, pulp free. Hell no, I need the pulp. Need a whole bunch of pulp in that goddamn ass. Yo, get on top of me. I see you, you're on top of me. I can't even see the rest of your body. Your ass is fat. Then you're sitting down, baby, on my face. I'm sucking your pussy and your ass in the same place. You gotta work that ass with daddy.
The thing about it is, Phil and I were on the phone with Greg one day when he was laying bricks, and we were on FaceTime, and he's fucking singing this, and like all the guys on their crew are like looking at him like, what the? He's saying work that ass for daddy, just singing it out. He owns it though. He loves the fucking song that he made.
Are you saying
it's a great song?
Are you saying he's laying bricks and singing this song at the same time?
Yeah, he's
working on his craft. He's working on his craft. He's doing what Leno should be doing.
Gotta work that ass for daddy.
I'm with Lady there.
T
I
Mittens
can't get it out of my
wants to know
head.
what that song is from. That's Greg Bragg's song that
he brags
doing for barroom. T Mittens.
Check him out on Shy Fans in the Stands every Tuesday.
Play it one more time for T Mittens so he can hear the word. Listen to the words. Greg Bragg's.
Just
to work that ass for dad. This should be I Have a Stream's intro song.
Oh, yes.
Totally should.
Call Jenny and get her thoughts on Greg's debut song.
Oh my God. I could just see Greg on their wedding day when, you know, they like the bride throws the bouquet, she's got to sit down, and he's like singing this song like with a finger like Mutombo. Like, no, don't anybody put the, what is that, the garter up the leg? Do they do that in the Midwest, Aldo?
Yes, they do, yes.
Sprinkle it with rain.
Aldo's like, no. Greg's like, work that ass for dad. No.
Come on. You got people in the chat. You got to play it one more time.
They want it in the chat? They want it again?
Yeah. Just everybody be quiet and listen to Greg and his fucking smooth two-pack voice.
This is auto-tuned, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the juice, baby. Yo, I feel the juice in my mouth. Yo, the juice in your ass like Florida orange, baby. Yo, pulp free. Hell no, I need the pulp. Need a whole bunch of pulp in that goddamn ass. Yo, get on top of me. I see you, you're on top of me. I can't even see the rest of your body. Your ass is fat. Then you're sitting down, baby, on my face. I'm sucking your pussy and your ass in the same place. You gotta work that ass for daddy.
For somebody that's so bright and shiny.
Right.
He went to a dirty, dark place.
Motherfucker's got a dark side, right?
I don't find
he
that
always
dark.
tells me on the phone, Aldo, like, you don't know the old Greg. The old Greg would be fighting at training camp.
According to Barb, the old Greg was in school all the time. Perfect attendance.
But he was really
gotta work that.
That's what he was doing. We need a female barfly to volunteer to do her version of that song, you know, about a guy, you know, because we are an equal opportunity offender here. So any volunteers, please give us a call here at 1-800-BEARS-BARROOM.
I've been asked, are you getting a phone number so barflies could call in? Was a question.
Yes.
On YouTube.
Yes.
Is that something we're going to do?
We're not.
Okay.
If I can find the cheap way to do it, I will do it. But I have not been able to find the cheap way because I've gone to fucking all sorts of electronic. Yeah, because you got to buy a fucking board, you know, and have different phone lines to do it live. Now there may be a new internet way to do it, but I have not found one. The old way, when I worked in TV radio, was a fairly expensive like mixer board that I have here that cost me a couple $100. It's the same thing, another $300 or $400 for multiple phone lines to come in and stuff. So, but there might be a cheaper way, so I'll look into it. But yeah, it would be great because I know that's the next level of 100 Proof is to actually interact vocally with our fans. That would be awesome. Hey guys, I had an idea. Since we're not doing Bear Up and Bear Down,
right?
And maybe you guys and the barflies listening in can help with the idea. I'd like to kind of continue that, but over the next few months, it might be something like a Bear Up in terms of a player that you'd like to see the Bears acquire, and a Bear Down of a player that you would not like to see the Bears acquire, or a player that you would like to see them get rid of. Something to that. What do you guys think of that idea?
I like it.
Yeah, it works.
More of the song "Bear Up, Bear Down" for me, please?
Exactly. Exactly.
What is that?
Short.
Sure. The reality is, I was gonna say, what's it called? Fuck, Mike Glennon. That's my bear down. Don't fucking sign that motherfucker again.
Do you think that is even a remote possibility? No fucking way.
What was his quote again? We love Mike Glennon. What was it again? Ryan Pace.
Oh yeah.
Do you really believe that though?
I'm just saying we need that in our lives. Somebody.
Yeah, we're gonna play that game. Maybe we should play it next week, where Ryan Pace is talking about a certain player that he acquired.
What could we call that game?
Yeah.
I wish you weren't a liar.
What about What's My Line? I'll take off on What's My Line, the old TV show, but it's who's this player or what's my bullshit or some shit like that. We'll come up
What
with
about
something.
Work That Ass for Daddy? And we can play Greg's Hook every
we can
week.
do Work That Ass for Daddy, the Ryan Pace game. That's it. I like it. It's called Work That Ass. Pace is working all the fans' ass. He's fucking lying out his ass.
That's right. I like that idea.
What's Ryan Pace working that ass about now? I'll tell you, Adam Shaheen is a tremendous asset. And somebody I'm really looking. I mean, injuries have. Oh my God. Some of the comments on Ryan acquiring Adam Shaheen are troubling. What was his worst pick in your mind? Everyone go around the room.
Well,
you guys, I want just one answer.
Yeah. Well, I think you have to preface. Listen, this is. I'll start.
His worst pick.
The worst pick is Adam Shaheen.
Okay.
And he can.
That's yours.
Yeah, but I'm saying Kevin White is.
Oh, see, he's cheats. Just
no. But I'm saying I said I was going to preface it.
No preface.
All right, Adam Shaheen. He's done next to nothing. I understand if you're going to pick Kevin White, but you can't project bone injuries. The talent was there. He couldn't overcome the injuries. And that's not on Pace.
Still has to get it in there. Jesus. Might as well play Work That Ass for Shayne.
Yeah, that's my real quick.
Do you want to go or do you want me to go, Aldo?
I can go. To me, the worst was Mike Glennon because
draft pick.
Oh, draft. Okay, then you go.
Okay.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
that we can go free agency next week and work that ass with Pace.
Okay.
I love this. Greg's pissed. Like, fuck, using my song.
Zach Sullivan said this is going to be our F, Marry, Kill. We are definitely not playing that on the show.
Never again, Aldo.
No.
That's all fucking Aldo.
We could change it to, somebody in some movie did an offbeat on that. It wasn't Fuck, Marry, Kill. It was ... whatever it was.
What movie was it?
It was this stupid movie I watched with my wife called Booksmart about these. It's sort of like Superbad, but for girls. These two girls go out partying.
Yeah, I wanted to see that shit.
Yeah, it's got some really funny fucking moments. I mean, really funny ass moments. But the movie itself is just so-so.
Okay, did you watch What About Bob?
Not
I
yet.
have a text coming in.
Tell your texter
Did
no.
you watch Pineapple Express?
I've seen Pineapple Express, yes.
Okay.
The one that
Step Brothers.
the one that I have not seen that you guys were pissed off at me about was that Will Ferrell movie.
Yes.
What is it?
Step Brothers.
Oh, Step Brothers, right?
You've never seen
You watch
that.
it over the break. You had fucking one job.
I have not seen that movie, and it's on my queue. I've got it it's about 37 right now. It's moving up.
My worst.
What did you think about? Well, real quick, Phil. Real quick.
Go ahead.
Brags on Shy fans dropped that Batman Returns is a fucking Christmas movie.
What?
That's an embarrassment.
Guy's got to get drug tested at the fucking masonry shop.
He's too busy working that ass for Jenny.
Right.
We got to change his lyrics. Work that ass for Jenny. I gotta work on that.
Yeah, I like that.
Remix.
You just got to picture Bragg snapping his fingers, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Singing that song. That's a perfect fit.
Just like rocking, like Toot with some bourbon. How does he say bourbon, Shayne? Bourbon.
Toot?
Iowa. I want to say Pace's worst draft pick in my mind. I know Joe Mandel had a drum roll, but there's no way Aldo can get one together for this.
What?
But,
you want a drum roll? I'll fucking give you a drum roll.
You serious?
Can you wait 5 minutes?
No.
Okay.
I don't like dead air.
Then live without it.
Or dead air.
What are you guys doing? You missed me yet?
No. How's the rock quarry?
Still there. I'm on this dope new show.
What's it called?
5 listeners and 3 dickheads.
Is it a new porn coming out on YouPorn?
Oh yeah. I'm waiting for Braggs to work that ass. Yeah.
Yeah. We're all waiting for that. There it is.
There it
is. Back. Ladies and gentlemen, my worst pick.
You know where he's going.
Leonard Floyd, of course.
94, Leonard.
No.
Yeah,
6 bits and 7 carrots and celery, Floyd.
You think he's worse pick than Adam? Look at that draft. Look at that draft.
Pick where you traded up for this fuck.
Look at that.
This guy is
Look at that draft.
$13 million. Are you serious? Is he
It's
on this roster?
unguaranteed. Costs
Is he
you
on
nothing.
this roster? Is he on this roster?
Yeah, right now with an
No, I'm saying
unguaranteed deal.
Next year, is he on this fucking roster?
For $13 million with who's available, I think he can do more damage. I mean, George.
Oh yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Great
George
job,
talked about
Barlissimo.
that on his new show, Barlissimo.
Rawr.
Rawr. Yeah.
Joey Two Scoop says that Leonard Floyd was a dick at the Bears 100.
There you go. Joe's in the fucking chat.
Yeah, baby, he's been in there all
Joe's
night.
checking up on me. I got a couple Joey drops.
Nice.
Got a couple Joe surprises. Let me cue one up while I'm talking about Leonard Floyd. The fact that he was a dick just makes it even more a waste because I'm looking at the price. I'm looking at the trade up. I'm looking at the shot at potential. Like, you're there, get football fucking players. The shot for potential is undrafted, just like Darian tonight. These guys, that's where you take some chances. But in this first round, in the top 10, I just think he's taking two. Even with Kevin White, there was concern. Like, get football players now. Now, this year, with those 2 second-round picks, I've gone on the record weeks ago and said, I really believe they're going to trade up and get a quarterback. I really 100% believe that's going to happen. I'm not going to be shocked in the first round with this guy. I don't know if I have any fucking trust in Pace whatsoever. And I do like the roster he's built. There's 2 weird stances that I'm, in this offseason. I feel what Aldo was saying about checking himself at training camp and not falling into the hype. I have been able to not go into the hype until last year. I just really believed in this team. But the one thing that I didn't believe in was the pass rusher opposite Khalil Mack. And this kid, with everything on the line, did absolutely shit to prove that you are what we thought you were. And
Do you
Denny
honestly
Green
think
could roll.
you're fucking funny? Seriously. You're a fucking ugly little cunt, mate, and if I ever see you, I'm gonna fucking slit your fucking face wide open, yeah?
Fucking Bellissimo is angry, man.
I thought that was the British Mike Brest. I'm sorry. Listen, I
thought that was Simon Cowell reviewing Greg's song.
How can he not like that song?
Yeah, how can you not like this?
Gotta work that ass, daddy.
Go ahead.
Fucking Leonard Floyd needs to work his ass. I don't see him on the roster at that price. Like, I never worry about the fucking cap. The cap is such a fluid, manipulative thing. It's all for the nerds to fucking have stories and gossip and bullshit, and fucking they'll do it till they're old in the old folks home. But it'll always keep growing. It never has.
But Phil, because you keep saying that, I gotta share my opinion on that. The cap is fungible, I think is the word. It's malleable. It can move. But the fact of the matter is that right now, there's 26 other teams with more money than the Chicago Bears. So the Bears are not going to jump up much higher than that because the other teams have the same capability. They're going to get the same extra $10 million the Bears are going to get. They're going to cut certain players, too, to create even more cap space. I mean, the number one team has over $100 million, and the Bears are down right now to about 10. They'll probably get up to 30 or 40. But my point is that we, the Bears, are never going to have more money than 25 other teams, at least not this upcoming offseason.
No, I don't think you need that.
I mean, the thing.
But people are bidding for players, though. They're bidding.
Oh, yeah, right. But the thing about.
But you can front and backload and make your, manipulate your cap every way. It's like a Jenga.
Right. A lot of it's going to come down to situation where they, you take a guy like, and I know George mentioned it and said that it's too much money to pay for an offensive guard because you're going to have to invest 12 to 14 or whatever it is in a guy like Brandon Scherf. But you can make that first year cap number $8 million.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You can make it $6 million.
Yeah, and I mean, look,
guarantee $30 million over 5 years, and now you spread. That's why I've always said
it can always be manipulated. But for the past 5 years, the money's been there with like every team in the NFL. These guys are looking for the situation that they want to be in. Market size plays into it, but you still have to have the ability to pay them. You know what I mean? That's a big part of it. But I think
the NFL and the Bears are so ginormous worldwide. I know they're small-minded with fucking. We did a whole episode on this fucking. What is his name? Millhouse motherfucker. Ted Phillips. I mean, did he not look like Millhouse, Aldo?
He did.
He did, right? We did a whole... He's a problem. That's an issue, as Shayne would say. The reality, spending money has never been an issue. We've knocked that down well before everybody else. Like, what do you... The McCaskies aren't cheap. They're paying. They're Peppers. You go back in history. They're paying. The GMs have made stupid moves like trade Thomas Jones and Greg Olson. That's the issues. And then the hiring of coaches is an issue with Ted being a part of all of this. Now the cap, that to me could be, you want a certain player, what is their agent looking at? They want to come here. You have a sales pitch. What Shayne said, the fucking second city. Windy City. It's not a more beautiful city. I'm sorry. I've been to New York, and that's it. I haven't been.
That's what it comes down. If the Bears are, just say if their cap room is not going to, they get to $40 million and there's still, 20 teams ahead of them.
Yeah.
So they get, so.
They've signed
the cap
Peppers
space matters if you're going to go out and just sign fucking everybody to exorbitant deals, and you can't do that in free agency because it just doesn't work that way. The Bears in free agency, yes, we know they got George totally got it right. You got to go out and you got to get a quarterback. You have to in free agency.
I thought he was great.
Yeah, he was right.
Talking about Chase Daniel, he was spot on. For $5 million, you can get someone in here to compete for the position. We've talked about you got to get a veteran in a draft pick. I
agree with George too. If Case Keenum is the move, that's not the move to me.
No.
It's not a legitimate person to me that's going to come in. I mean, I put it in this context. Say if Aaron Rodgers went out and had a catastrophic injury during the playoffs and couldn't play, and Green Bay went out and signed Case Keenum in free agency, what would you do as a Bears fan? You'd be like, yep, here we go. No problem with that. You know what I mean? He's not the guy. But I agree with I don't think the cap is a major factor. If a guy like Brandon Scherf wants to be a Chicago Bear and they earmark him that he's, a core piece of this offensive line to protect the quarterback, they're going to bring him in and they're going to make the number work to their advantage because the cap's going to go up another $10 million next year. So then you're into the area of where you can move on from a Bobby Massey maybe into that, the next year of his deal. So
right.
I just don't think it's a huge factor because at this point now, the way that the NFL is everybody. I mean, is there anybody that's over the cap? Maybe one or two teams?
I know Brad OTCE.
But you know what I mean? Everybody in the NFL's got you can
I think there's one team that's like 1 million under, like
right,
crazy.
But you can have 100 million available to you in cap room, and you have to have cash on hand to pay out these bonuses. You know what I mean? But a lot of the teams can't. Look at Oakland. There was times when they would have money and they don't have that huge amount of money up front to actually pay these guys, even though the cap space was available to them. But I think that the Bears are going to be able to make pretty much whatever move that they're not going to go out and sign Clowney. That's not going to happen. But they're going to go out and they're going to sign a quarterback like Mariota. And if you agree with it or disagree with it, George brought that up too. I agree with him. I think it's going to be a young veteran with upside that can provide competition that they still think that they may be able to unlock that fits this offense. You can pick up another
You're
$13
giving
million
credit for that, but I said it last week on 100 Proof.
Right.
Thank you. I thought you were my friend.
No, I said he brought it up. Yeah, we've been talking about
they got to get somebody.
months.
I'm just joking. They have to get an athlete in here to match what you're trying to do with Mitch. You can't have this flip-floppy Tyler Bray, whatever the fuck he is. You just can't. And Chase Daniel not be able to do, what you want to do. I was talking about Josh McCown. I mean, look at that fucking warrior out there and running around at 40-some years old doing what I was saying, that guy was able. It's too bad that he's not coming into the league now, that guy, because now offensive, philosophies fit that type of football player. But needless to say, it's up to Ryan Pace to identify and find these players. There's players in the Canadian League that are better than Tyler Bray and Chase Daniel. I really believe that. Another thing that we found out, we talked about on 100 Proof, that the Bears did, and credit Cars in bringing it up, asking the question, and you and I, and now it's saying, yeah, you got to have a search team, somebody specializing in quarterbacks, searching for quarterbacks or coaching up your quarterbacks. This quarterback specialist apparently has been involved in assessing for the Bears. So things, seem right now the season's still going. But for the Bears, you have to freaking go at that position hard, as well as the offensive line. Very hard there, because that's your biggest issue with this football team, and tight end and pass rusher. So key components in a team that we all thought definitely was going to be a playoff team that didn't get there. And it's going to be interesting to see. But I agree with Shayne, for the record, that the Bears will be active that the cap, wherever it is now, Kyle Long retired, Kyle Fuller cleared up cap, Khalil Mack. And in April, they'll announce there's another $7.9 million that's been added to the cap right before the draft. It happens every year. Nothing stops you from spending your money in free agency. Agents want it. Players want it. You have it. Go find me the fucking talent. That's the end of the day. Get fucking talent in here. Don't pay Mike fucking Glennon. Pay someone like Barlissimo Shayne, Mariota. It's not going to be a crowd favorite, but you never know. Like I said, you catch a guy in a philosophy with a coach and a competition and let the cream rise to the top.
Listen, you can't worry about crowd favorites in any of that, because you know what happens. You know, Mitch goes out and lays an egg, and you have Mariota in here, and you bring him in, and he throws for 6 touchdowns in his first 2 games. Then Chicago is going to be
on fire.
Mariota Midwest. It's just the way that it's going to be.
Shake your ass for Mariota.
Right. Greg's going to write a whole new song. But you can't. Everybody that's going to be upset with Mariota were the same people that were like, oh, Tannehill's going to Tennessee. That's okay with, I don't know, whatever. It's not like he's taking them to the playoffs.
They don't remember that, they said.
Every situation is different, and it very well could mean he's not going to be the answer. But that's why you have to double down in the draft. That's something that Pace has a history of. If he sees an issue on the roster, he throws numbers at it. Obviously did it at kicker. He's done it at tight end. He just brings in a bunch of bodies and he did it that 1 year at wide receiver. And none of them stuck until he could find the right guy and went after Allen Robinson and brought him in here. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a pretty active free agency for the Bears. It may not be in sheer numbers, but I think that there's going to be a couple big names coming to Chicago.
He will. You got to watch out for Aldo. He'll get you.
Yeah, he will. You gotta watch your back with this Puerto Rican. See what we finally agree with Joe, man. Called the conundrum. It is, Joe. People, get him the fuck out of town. Why not? Why not?
Aldo, do you have an answer at quarterback in free agency that somebody you'd like to see brought in?
Let me bring you some names, Aldo.
Let me first of all answer Phil's first question. The worst draft pick Ryan Pace made was
Matt Leinart?
Without a doubt. Without a fucking doubt, it was Mitch Trubisky. And you guys, you Shayne, you Phil, you Lauren, you Jose.
Go on YouTube.
You guys had him as a second-round draft. But you know my spiel on that. That was clearly the worst.
Got a good argument.
It was.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
based on the situation.
I'm basing it on guys who can actually play. To me, Mitch can play.
Yeah, he can play.
You know what I mean?
But it is, hindsight 2020, and for some of us who thought, that he was the third or fourth best pick in that draft from a quarterback perspective, that was definitely the worst pick, That
was me. I just had my number one all wrong.
I still fucking believe that Deshaun Kaiser could play as well as Mitch Trubisky. I don't even know where Kaiser is now, but I think that if he...
with the Raiders?
With the Raiders.
Okay. Yeah. I think that if he
came into the wrong situation from Jump Street.
Exactly. I mean, can you fucking imagine
what's
going
going
to Cleveland
on
Browns?
In Cleveland.
Oh my gosh.
Holy fuck.
Yep.
I need my glasses.
Fucking Ted Phillips in the house.
There he is. There he is.
But
here's some quarter. Oh, go ahead. Finish.
No, I was just gonna say I think it's Trubisky. And then to answer your question, Shayne, I really do believe that Teddy Bridgewater makes this team a Super Bowl team from the get-go. He is just such a reliable, accurate passer. And I know, everybody's talking about he's not an RPO guy and so forth. Fine. That's fine. We don't need to run the fucking RPO. It's all a matter of Matt Nagy changing his style to the talent that he has. He should have, of course, made some changes for Mitch Trubisky. It was clear that the I formation was a formation they should have ran 20, 30 snaps a game out of, and the motherfucker didn't want to. Somebody, I think is that guy named Bill Zimmerman. He's with one of the
Sirius XM.
Yeah. He tweeted out today, people keep telling me that Matt Nagy is arrogant. Can you give me some proof that Matt Nagy's arrogant? Because I don't think so. And so there was about 50, 60 responses. I didn't look through them. But the I formation is the clear response to that. This guy says, I wasn't brought here to run the I formation. Well, listen, you motherfucker, if it works, you should be running the I formation, right?
Right.
Absolutely.
So that's the issue.
If you invest financially in Teddy Bridgewater, are you still doubling down with a decent draft pick?
Yes. Obviously it's how the draft plays out to you. You have your quarterbacks numbered and you kind of
would it prevent you? I'm saying, so if you earmark a quarterback and all of a sudden he's available at 22.
Right.
And you've been working the phones, are you willing to make that even more an investment to go up and get him?
I am.
Or are you just is this gonna be the Teddy Bridgewater show, and then you're gonna roll with Mitch and take the chance that guy falls to you?
Yeah, I am rolling with the strategy in mind that I want to acquire draft assets as opposed to lose them, because every fucking year Ryan Pace talks about, draft assets are important. We wish we had more. And then the fucking first thing he does in the draft is he trades away draft assets. No. If you think that this is a strong draft for second, third, fourth round draft picks, then you acquire more picks there. So if I have an opportunity to pick up a quarterback like Teddy Bridgewater and then have him and Mitch fight for that first string job, then that's great. And then if there's an opportunity, if a Jalen Hurts falls to the second round, or if some of the other promising quarterbacks, the kid Love, some of those guys, you definitely pick them up, and then you're stuck carrying 3 quarterbacks for the season because you can't risk putting anybody on the practice squad. But that's fine. That's fine.
How much does the 5th-year option factor in for you?
Nothing at all.
Quarterback.
Nothing.
It doesn't at all.
No. I mean, sometimes, you know what? Sometimes that can be more trouble than what it's worth.
Sure.
Like with Mitch now, because if the Bears in the next couple of months decide to give Mitch the 5th-year option, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys.
Well, that doesn't have to be picked. That doesn't have to be done until May.
That's correct.
That's after free agency and after the draft. So that's a huge. Now, if you had to make that decision on April 3rd, that's a whole different ball game right there.
Right.
I think it's like May 3rd that has to be picked up by.
Yep.
Well, that's the story is going to be told. Like, you're going to know, like, weave through the fucking Pace bullshit, the minutia that all the politics and all the bullshit speeches, just like you said, the poker. Right. As you did a great job with that on the YouTube channel, Aldo, with the video and Shayne.
Yeah,
but
I stole Shayne's words and made a video out of it.
Well, it was good. We need more of that.
Coming up.
But the fact of the matter is, you're going to find out what they feel about Mitch Trubisky. No matter, say they go out, to Aldo's point, and sign Teddy Bridgewater. Then they get up there. We're going to have an open competition. It tells everything to me what they feel about Mitch.
Right.
Like that signing, that maneuver is everything you need to know about the guy.
I think we touched on it a little bit last week, and if you go back and now that you see how everything's unfolding and you've had some time to digest it, play the first 10 minutes of the Pace and Nagy press conference. To me, the words, we have to do some, looking in the mirror and hardcore evaluations on ourselves about what is best for this football team. And there's going to be some hard decisions to make. And to me, I listened to it again today. To me, that's not talking about the coaching staff. He gave the vote of confidence to Nagy.
Yep.
It wasn't talking about firing Heastan. It wasn't talking about Kevin Gilbride or Mark Helfrich. To me, that was, listen,
See, Aldo and I thought it was the coach. You thought it was Mitch.
To me, it's all about the quarterback. Go back and listen to it again, I'm telling you. And just think about it from Ryan Pace's perspective on the kid that he went up for, the kid that he
did ask him. They said, is he your quarterback next year? They asked him like 3 times. He's like, yes, we believe in Mitch.
That is meaningless. What else can he say right now? He's got one quarterback on his roster that's under contract. That's
Right.
Mitch Trubisky. So that's the correct answer right now. Yes, he's our quarterback because he is. He's the only one that's under contract. But Phil, is he going to come out and say, no, Mitch isn't going to be here next year? He's not going to do that.
No.
So
I'm
what
not
else
saying-
can he say? Just beat around the bush? And then you know what that means. It's like with your wife.
Yeah,
You
you're
ask
right.
her,
I
hey,
see
can
what
I
you're
get
saying.
late? Can we have sex tonight? No. Can we have sex tonight? I don't know. That means no. Can we have sex tonight? Yes. That means yes. You know what I mean? There's one
how it
answer
works?
that you're going to be happy with. But to me, I'm telling you, you guys in the chat room and even you guys, go back and just listen to the first 5-10 minutes of that and think about it from a GM's perspective on what he invested in Mitch, the time and effort. To me, it says, I have to make some decisions because I was wrong. I didn't think that we would be here with the quarterback at this point.
I agree with Shayne because I have gone back and listened to it, and I do think that there is, if you read in between the lines, that there is an admission there by Ryan Pace that we are going to be looking at other quarterbacks because this isn't working. And I think that, Nagy has probably sat down with him and said, this is what I wanted to do and this is what he can't do. And that he's siding with his coach right now, and it's a difficult position for Nagy to be in. But
Gonna be interesting, man. Holy
and you guys know this probably more than anyone here at Bears Ballroom and any of our listeners is that when you make a mistake as a coach or a general manager, the quicker you diagnose that it's a mistake
Absolutely.
and the quicker you go about fixing it, the better it is for the franchise. If this goes on any longer, then we are fucked, man.
My Uncle Sam told me, and when I was up in Cleveland, he had a 2nd-round pick that he did not want to draft. The GM drafted him with the owner wanting, and he put it on the line. I am not, this guy can't play in this league. I'm just telling you, I can't. We need to cut our law, and they cut their 2nd-round pick because he couldn't do it. And they moved on from that. Everybody moves on because you made the truthful football decision. And in Chicago, let's be honest, what Aldo's saying has not happened. You've held on to Kevin White and Adam Shaheen and company too long. Yep. And it's not just this GM. It was Phil Emery before him and the other guy, Jerry Angelo, before him. You got to be able to admit that you missed because that's going to happen. The game is a collision sport. It's not a contact. It's a collision sport. The best athletes in the world, I don't care what any fucking soccer fan tries to, they don't get paid as much. Listen, you've never seen human beings this big be able to move this well until you're there on the sidelines like Aldo, you've been on the Shayne, I'm sure it's just unbelievable how fast these men are.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's unbelievable.
It's
and it's collision, and it's mentally. And
blinding.
It's ultimate team sport on top of it. It really takes the best. So when I look at this list, and you got Teddy Bridgewater, Jameis Winston, Marcus Mariota, Phillip Rivers, Eli Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Case Keenum, Chase Daniel, Chad Henne, Drew Stanton, Colt McCoy, Nate Sudfeld, A.J. McCarron, Ryan Tannehill, Josh McCown, Trevor Siemian, your boy Shayne, Mike Glennon, Matt Schaub, Brett Hundley. Remember him? He was what was he, second round pick of the Packers?
I don't think he was that high. I think he was a little lower. I think he was maybe third or fourth round. I'll look real quickly. But
wait, say who was third or fourth round?
Brett Hundley from UCLA.
Hundley, remember from UCLA? He was second.
They
right?
drafted him in the 5th round.
Yeah, he was
fifth.
He dropped.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He had a poor senior year, and so that's why he dropped.
He would have went first round, but he came back.
He's an interesting name. I wouldn't mind taking a look at him.
He's an interesting name.
Yep.
Great. That's why I'm doing this shit.
Yeah.
Aren't I smart, Shayne?
Well,
Blaine Gabbert. Blaine Gabbert. No. Remember when he fucking took it to the house?
Yes.
Split the safeties against us?
Yep.
I'm like, Blaine fucking Gabbert outrunning our fucking secondary. I couldn't believe it when I watched it 500 times. Oh, Jesus. Matt Moore, who's 36 years old. Can you imagine? Matt Moore is 36. Joe Webb. Remember him, Aldo? You loved this dude.
Yeah,
when he was in Minnesota. Yep. He's 33.
Wow.
He's in Houston. Look at this guy. Blake Bortles. A lot of these PFF experts love the comp Bortles and Trubisky. Sean Mannion. You saw him the other day playing against the Bears. How about Geno Smith? He's only 29, Aldo.
Jeez, no thank you. I hated him as a collegiate player. Not hated him, but I had no confidence in him. Certainly don't want him now.
Dak Prescott, your boy.
He's not going anywhere.
Well, new coach there. How about that, Mikey McCarthy?
You think that they're gonna move on from? I think Mike McCarthy's not hired.
Exactly.
Dak Prescott's not his guy.
What's the holdup with the whole Jason Garrett? Why he's fired, but the Giants
he
have
doesn't
to
want to leave. He keeps showing up to work.
He's crying. He's George Costanza. He's working that ass for Jerry.
Gotta work that ass
for Jerry.
There you go. Right.
Work that ass for Jerry. All right, fellas. I think a 2-hour and 45-minute show sounds about right to me. It is time for our least favorite segment. Our favorite segment. Shoutouts. And we always start with Shayne Marsaw because he's got over 100 shoutouts, but he always trims about 99 people out of his list. So
that's right.
Who do you have, brother?
I got one guy that I want everybody here on the show and in the chat room. We're all Team Spencer here. Our boy Ryan Cox.
Strong. Yes.
Spencer Strong, the back in the hospital and heading in for another procedure tomorrow, and talked to Ryan a little bit today, and said it says, Spencer's 9 months old, and I said, what does it say about a kid that's 9 months old that's been through what he's been through? I said it speaks to the strength and really the willpower of this baby, this little child. And at the same time, it's easy to talk to Ryan and always ask about Spencer and not ask about how mom and dad are doing, because these are the guys these are the this family. I can't imagine. I've been Phil, I know you've been through it. I dealt with some stuff with Riley when we were in the hospital, and it's fucking tragic, when you're dealing with something with your child. Absolutely. And you can't do anything about it. And I think about Ryan and his wife every single day and what they're going through, and I can't grasp. You think you're out of the woods, and then Ryan said, we knew that there was going to be some hurdles to jump, but it's like being I don't know. I don't even know the right way to describe it. You think you're home free, and then no, you feel like you're going backwards. But just everybody keep Ryan Cox and his family in your prayers, and like I said, send out the hashtag Spencer Strong And that thing matters. Positive vibes are all part of it. And I don't care if you're a religious person or not. You can be spiritual or just, like I said, send out a simple hashtag, and it means a lot. And the power of positivity is a real thing. I don't care what anybody says. It does work. And just shout out to those guys, because what they're going through, I can't imagine it as a parent. And it's just, I wish them all the best.
Yeah, you always put it in perfect words, Shayne, every time you bring up the tragedy that the Coxers are going through. You don't want any child, to go through that. And when I worked over at McDonald's Corporation for a number of years, every year we would do documentaries on the Ronald McDonald House charities, and we would talk to families who were staying at the house because the RMHC houses, they help families with housing while their child is out of the city that they live. They help put them up because the hotel fees would just get astronomical. But beyond that, just talking to the families and the grief that they're going through, the day-to-day hoping and praying and wishing and so forth, and seeing them go through that, I know full well what the Coxes are going through it, and so my heart goes out to them as well as Spencer, and you said it a lot better than me, Shayne. So, more prayers coming, and again, if anything, the Coxes need anything from Bears Bar, we would definitely do our best to help.
Absolutely agree.
Phil, what do you got, brother?
Well, I've Shayne took one of my shout outs. I can't even express it anymore. I just want to double down and say I believe in what Shayne's selling there, that positivity. We have a lot of fun and we get kind of pushed into things. I sent Ryan a text today. I go, do you need a laugh? And he's like, yeah. And I sent him the video you produced, Aldo, the Charles Leno song. And his immediate reaction came back, oh my fucking God, that was so needed and great. And this is life, man. And he's a big part of what we do here at Bears Barroom. Shayne and I were talking. I was like, he was somebody who auditioned for the Barfly tailgate show when I got fucking railroaded and left and took a break. I thought he was tremendous. I really did.
Yeah, a lot of good people, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I'll give him a show.
There you
Since
go.
You gave Barlissimo a show, I want to give Ryan Cox his show when he comes back.
I love it.
There you go. We'll call it Cox and Docs.
We had Cox and Balls at one point.
Yeah, that's right. We did have Cox and Balls.
Cox and Balls.
That's right. It was.
What happened to that kid, Balsley?
Balsley, I don't
Didn't
know.
he come back?
He
did,
back.
yeah. When we did the kinder, gentler Twitter, when everybody was kissing and making up, Balsley unblocked me, and we talked, and he's another one. His son, his baby boy, had a heart issue, and I know he's been dealing with some stuff. And I didn't exactly agree with everything Balsley did, football wise and Twitter wise, but that at the end of the fucking day, none of that shit matters. I wish Balsley and his young family all the best too, because it doesn't.
What? Give him a fucking show with Cox and bring back Cox and Balls. There you go. We'll give him a second chance, Aldo.
I like it.
I just really love the fans of Bears Barroom. There is a temperature level that even my wife is like, wow, you guys have something really special. Like seeing some of the comments and the responses. There's too many people to shout out. Last week I tried to hit on everyone. What was it? 5 minutes and 29 seconds worth of shout outs I did last week.
That was more than that.
Cars timed it. That was fucking. I love that guy.
Screenshot on my phone.
He's a fucking nerd. 5 minutes, 29 seconds.
If he's fucking clocking your shout outs, then he's definitely a nerd.
Exactly. He did it on the air. You didn't pay attention.
He was doing it for comedic value. He was holding it up to the screen.
Oh, that's right.
The screen.
I
He
forgot
fucking
about
didn't
that.
care. That's our guy, Aldo, for you. But I wanted to shout out our boy, Aldo. Today is our boy Claudio's birthday.
All right, Claudio.
Mr. Rex Grossman himself.
Mr. Rex, we got to bring him back. He's been dying. He's like, I love you guys. Miss Aldo and Shayne. I love the show.
Let's have him on. Let's have him on.
Yeah, we'll
in a
bring him
couple
back.
weeks.
And I told him the off season we're gonna bring you on for fucking trivia because he thinks he knows it all anyway.
Oh,
so-
really?
yeah.
I've been preparing.
He can't believe Dan left. He's like, I can't fucking believe it. He wanted to challenge Dan as a historian.
Oh, really? Well, we could bring Dan back in for that special segment, right, Shayne?
Shayne's on mute.
No, I'm not.
He's writing more lyrics for Greg. Work that ass for shout out.
Work that ass for
Shout out.
Rex, didn't the auto-tune work perfect with his voice, though?
Oh, my God.
It does. It's like, why am I need him singing my hooks.
No shit. That is fucking pretty amazing.
Serg Orts. Serg Orts.
Sorry.
Yeah, after every shout out, you should just play.
Okay.
Serg Orts. Work that ass.
Gotta work that ass for daddy.
Lawrence W. Fleming, he made such a nice shout out for the Tape Never Lies on Facebook. Like, that meant a lot to me. Like, people are sharing it and saying such sweet things, Aldo. That really impressed me. So, Lawrence W. Fleming II deserves a shout out. Work that ass.
Awesome.
Oh, how about tonight?
Gotta work that ass for daddy.
Sorry.
Joe Florin is on Facebook. Tony Savacchio, Heidi Zimmerman.
Gotta
we
work
just
that ass for daddy.
We definitely
Speaking
want
of
her.
F. Mary Kill, she fucked me all up.
What
She
happened?
did fuck you up. She killed you.
I
Yeah.
said she fucked me all up. She killed me. I didn't say she fucked me.
Oh,
Did she fuck me all up?
I don't want to confuse the audience.
Who did she marry?
She pretended.
She married me.
Okay. So
Yeah,
I'm,
she
I'm
likes
having
me.
sex.
She
with-
knows I'm a good father and a family man. That's why I wanted to shout out Serg Orts. He sent me such a nice thing. Like, beyond your football, I just am so glad you share your family and your love for them. So that meant a lot to me. Anthony Walker.
Gotta work that ass for daddy.
Greg Braggs Jr. deserves a shout out, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Takes a lot of shit, but he understands the reality of a network. It's a team thing. You promote, you care about your brotherhood, and we joke a lot about him and Tooch and Joe, but you gotta have a sense of humor about stuff, especially when you're working for Aldo. You always have to work.
Gotta work that ass for daddy.
A little late on that.
Do
one.
do you want me to start it here?
Work that ass.
Yes, I love that.
All right.
This is why we do these things, because now as the off season goes on, I guarantee you, Zach Sullivan's going to be waiting for.
Work that ass for daddy.
He deserves a shout out, Zach
Braggs
Sullivan.
has already texted me. He's like, fucking Zach got to send me a clock and work that ass for daddy on it.
He's already got the clock upside down. He'll right side it up. Zach Bradley on Facebook. David Wilson. I want to shout out.
That ass for daddy.
Rel Remy. Alexander Sack. My boy Mark Egan. He helped me write the. I was gonna say Eminem. What the fuck am I thinking?
Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice. Ice. Just win, baby.
Yeah.
Just
Work that ass for daddy.
Way to do it.
Chris Gonzalez and Ron Rupp now, who said, Aldo.
What did he say?
He said, I love the Bears Barroom podcast and the videos that you guys do. So that's really a shout out to you too.
Well, I think it's a shout out to everybody at Bears Barroom because there's a certain synergy here that makes the creative sparks just fly off from you to me, from me to Shayne, from Shayne back to me, and blah, blah, blah.
We are a cohesive offensive line.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
You know why, right? Because we
work that. I got to shout out my boy Dub Williams.
Oh, Dub, yeah.
Dub's a big fan of the Barroom. Alex Acevedo.
My man.
David Wilson of Chicago Bears Den. Jamie M. Johnson from Iowa. Shayne, can you give me an Iowa? There you go. Iowa. Cheyenne Ritzby. There's a ton of people on that are new listeners. I just found you guys. I can't believe it's been taking this long. The Slither King, Lemuel J. Saxon on YouTube, Aldo. Loving what we're doing over there.
We get a lot of love on that YouTube channel, man. A lot of love.
Oh, a lot of love. Obi Diaz. He's been a huge, big Bears Barroom fanatic.
He was at the premiere video today.
Yeah, he was at the premiere, Aldo.
Yeah.
I walked the red carpet in Hartford.
You fucking did, man. That was awesome.
I went and got Chinese and recorded Vanilla Ice.
You want to release? You want to release the other one tomorrow? The Nagy one?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's up to you.
Did you say yeah, man?
Yeah, man. I pulled a Joey Mandel. Big Lou just found us.
Big Lou.
USAF. Big Lou. Don Diz. Daniel Design. Dalla Vader X is the guy. He's like, this is what I need for the offseason. He's buzzing on the video. He's loving it. How about this? My boy took a lot of heat from Joey and Greg.
2 hours later.
Go ahead.
Jimmy Larison. Jim Larison, fan of the Barroom, has a tweet that says this, Aldo. Okay, I'm impressed with Shy fans in the stands.
Really?
It's getting better. It was actually a great show this week. I agree about too much Kanye West, but it's getting better. It's good.
That is very nice.
Can you roll my tweets of the week music again?
Is that the tweet of the week? You were trying to save it for next week?
No, I just saw that on Twitter, actually.
Jim turned it around.
20 minutes later.
My last shout out is to you guys. Actually, Barlissimo, welcome to the network. You did a great job. I honestly didn't know what to expect when Aldo just drops, hey, Barlissimo has a show tomorrow on us. I
it all happened pretty quick.
Yeah. And then I listened at the gym, and I was very happy with what I was hearing and the flow of it. And I'm a hard grader, right, Shayne?
You are. You don't have to ask Shayne. I know you
Just don't let it get to your.
If you're not 5'6" and white, Phil's not going to give you an A.
That doesn't even make sense.
I'm still trying to figure it out, but it was funny.
He's trying to make it Daniel Braverman. That's where he's trying.
Daniel Braverman.
Who's the other one? What are you talking about?
There was another
kid
short
from
guy.
Ohio State. What the fuck was his name?
Oh, what was he? Had a great name.
Sanzenbacher.
Dane Sanzenbacher.
Yeah. Dane Sanzenbacher.
There was one more too. Remember the kid from?
His name is fucking.
From Oregon
He's on
State
the Rams right now. Yeah, that kid I loved, but no one talks about that because I said
not
Greg Gabriel. I'm like, fuck his 40 time. I thought he was gonna run faster. I do owe Jose Cotto a pizza. So I thought he was going to be faster than a 4.6.
Jose was right, though. If you add up all Leonard Floyd's sacks in his career, he's probably got 15 now. Jose just thought it was going to be every year.
I forgot about that, Jose.
Him and
Shayne
Jonathan Bullard were his two big guys.
Cooper Kupp was a guy.
Yeah. But who was the kid that we picked up as an undrafted guy? Fuck, the white boy that everybody was so excited about.
What?
A few years ago.
I wasn't on this kid from Oregon State. You're talking about the tall kid who's in the Canadian League?
No. I'll have to look it up. It's going to drive me crazy.
Undrafted draft pick, you said?
Undrafted, white boy, wide receiver.
I can't remember.
Might have been Oregon State.
The Beavers. Tooch.
2,000 years later.
People are actually happy.
Yeah, Bragg's got it. Mike Haas.
Oh, shit.
Haas was not me.
Yes, it was. White boy, wide receiver. You're all over him.
I like.
You want him to. You were like, he needs to work that ass for Philly.
Work that ass for Philly.
No, I like the kid Switzer. Is he still? He's with the Steelers, right?
Yeah, he got traded. Yeah.
He's Mitch's boy. What was the other kid that I really liked? The other kid from Louisiana Tech. He went to the Redskins.
Oh, he was the last pick of the draft.
Yeah, he's done a really good job there.
Yeah.
La Tech. I was a huge fan of Tommy Waddle.
Who was
I told you the story that they used to call me Tom Waddle at Hofstra.
Really?
Yes, because I caught everything and fucking, on top of catching everything, I caught every hit. And I would get fucking pulverized.
You'd throw a Tosh in a house over the middle of the field, he'd fucking catch it, Aldo. That was amazing.
Hey, that's my one talent that I had.
Ass clown.
Exactly.
Ass clown.
Shouting out you two. That's what I wanted to do before I end my shout-outs. There's other people to shout out, but you guys make this so much fun to come in here on Wednesday nights, all off season. Use the games and the show. We're going to bring some of you guys on. We don't have a fucking call line, but we do have the ability to call you or bring you on our network.
Can't we just give him Bragg's cell phone number and then he can play the voicemails for us?
Bragg's voicemail's always full, Aldo.
Yeah.
Is it? Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll say this.
Wait till
Aldo won't answer.
Wait till the song drops. He's going to have to get a second phone.
Yes. Record labels are trying to sign Greg as we speak.
Started these fucking shout-outs at 11:42.
I'm all
by the way.
done.
Now we're past midnight.
Having so much fun with you guys. Shout out all the barflies.
I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. Shit, I'm out.
Woohoo! Hey, one quick shout out from me. I just want to let people know, obviously they've been looking at the news, an earthquake in Puerto Rico. They've had like fucking 200 earthquakes since mid-December. You know, and I was doing a little research on it, and apparently the island is right on the edge of the tectonic plate. And, so that's why they're getting so many fucking earthquakes. I'm just fucking terrified that my island is not going to be around in 20, 30 years with everything that's happening with the climate and earthquakes and so forth. But people are still living there, and they're living there under tough circumstances, and you know, a lot of people need help and so forth. But if you have the opportunity to send something to the Red Cross or any of the many fine organizations that are out there helping the people from Puerto Rico, it would be greatly appreciated. I think that is it for tonight. Remember, if you drink, please do not drive, and always bear down.
Bear down. Aldo, are you a up toilet guy, paper guy, or down?
Oh, it's got to be fucking down. You just don't do up. You just don't.
Yeah. Greg texted me a picture.
Why would he do
that? And it had
that?
his toilet paper roll in it, and I'm like, I'm fucking freaking out. I want to slap him in the mouth. Shit was...
So the bottom you're pulling, correct?
Yeah,
It's
you're
not
pulling
going
from the
over
top.
Correct.
Greg had the
Right.
over the top.
That's the only way.
He's working his fucking ass with that toilet paper.
He's been working it all night.
That's what he's singing to his toilet paper.
It's right. Is it Charmin? Is it Scott?
That's pretty funny. All right,
We do need to have Jenny on next week to get her reaction to the song.
I love that idea. All right, everybody, I am hitting stop, and we are now off the air.